ghar mein ho maya. What that means is that the good health is the foundation of all happiness, and we should prioritize health over making money. And this is the message which we would like to share with you on the occasion of World Health Day, which was celebrated on 7th of April 2022. I think this is a good opportunity for us to take charge of our own health. Fortunately, the pandemic of COVID seems to be behind us, but there is another pandemic which was ravaging us even before COVID and continues to ravage us now, and that is of diabetes and obesity. There are research reports which show that the incidence of obesity has increased during the pandemic period when people were in a lockdown. In India alone, there are 7.5 crore people who have diabetes. There are another 4 crore people who have diabetes but are not yet diagnosed. So total number of people who have diabetes in India is estimated to be around 11.5 crores. Another 13.5 crore people suffer from obesity. And these are serious lifestyle-oriented diseases which can set us back in terms of our happiness, health, and wealth. Anybody who's diagnosed with diabetes has to take expensive medicines on a monthly basis. There are routine health checkups which are required to be done. And if the disease is not in control, it has serious implications which could lead to blindness, kidney problems, heart attacks, heart failures, and many other which include limb amputation. Unfortunately, there are not many in the medical fraternity who talk about how to deal with this disease by taking care of our lifestyle. Most of the solutions that are offered to us is to increase the dosage of our pills. And it is in this context, the session today becomes very, very important for us, where we have a speaker who has not only successfully reversed his diabetes and obesity, but is also helping other people do that. Rare are those people who do it selflessly. Colonel Gautam Guha has been helping people, hundreds of people, reverse their lifestyle diseases like diabetes and obesity. Colonel Gautam Guha is a 1990 batch NDA infantry officer, presently serving on deputation with NCC in Lucknow. He has taken part in active operations across the line of control in J&K, as well as counter-insurgency operations in Kashmir Valley. He has been on deputation with the elite National Security Guard and has taken part in the Mumbai operations of 26/11. He has also served the world's highest battlefield in the Siachen Glacier and commanded his battalion along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh. We salute such brave officers, and it's really a privilege for us to have Colonel Gautam with us today. Unfortunately, in 2013, due to a spinal injury, his health took a dive, and in 2015, he got diabetes, and that was followed by other ailments like dyslipidemia, hypertension, hypothyroidism, and obesity. In about 3 years' time, Colonel Gautam Guha successfully reversed all these conditions and got off the medication. He also lost 37 kgs in the process. This was something which was made public extensively by the ADGPI on social media platforms, and that led to a lot of people reaching out to Colonel Gautam Guha and seeking his advice on how to reverse their lifestyle conditions. And Colonel Gautam Guha has been wholeheartedly helping hundreds of people by way of his community, which is on WhatsApp and Telegram, and his YouTube channel, has got more than 26,000 followers who intently listen to every word that Colonel Gautam Guha has to share. Colonel Gautam Guha, we are indeed honored to have you with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ashish.
Friends, is it okay if I take a minute to introduce myself? Most of you are joining us for the first time. If it is okay to introduce myself, please type okay in the chat box. Thank you, Ruchi. Friends, my name is Ashish Kumar and I am the founder of Mindful Living. I started Mindful Living in 2018 with a mission to help 1 million working professionals lead healthier, happier, wealthier lives. Prior to setting up Mindful Living, I worked in the corporate sector for over 25 years in senior management roles with organizations like Tata Group, Future Group, HCL, and Dabur Group. Since launching Mindful Living in 2018, we have conducted over 265 sessions for over 50 organizations, 50 leading organizations, Indian and multinational organizations for their leadership teams. The session today is a part of our community initiative, which we started during pandemic in April 2020. Every weekend, we get together to discuss one of the aspects of living healthily, happily, and increase our financial prosperity. The sessions in the month of April are dedicated to health. In case you would like to be a part of our community, please click on the link that we have shared in the chat and join us. These sessions are complimentary and there is no charge to these sessions. In case you would like to access the recordings of the sessions we have had in the past, please click on the YouTube link that we have shared in the chat and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and access all the previous recordings. The session today is not a podcast. So we would request you to keep your cameras on and engage with us actively. It's also not a TV show where you can lean back and enjoy. I would urge you to keep your notepad and pen ready and take notes as Colonel Gautam Guha speaks. I'm sure there are going to be many valuable insights that you will have during the session, which you can note and then practice in your life. Before I hand over the session to Colonel Gautam Guha, I will request you to share one intention that you have from the session today. Please unmute yourself and share or type in the chat. Friends, please share with us your expectations from the session today. Natural and healthy life, traveling. Okay, Aparna, thank you. So over to you, Colonel Gautam. Welcome you to the session today. Thank you, Galaxy J7. Medicine-free life, healthy living. We're getting a lot of responses, Colonel Gautam.
Yeah, thank you. At the outset, Ashish, just raise your hand if my audio is correct.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly, Colonel Gautam.
Okay, fine. And I'm visible on the screen in the corner?
Yes, please.
Sonia, just raise your hand if I am seen in the corner of your screen. Okay, thank you. At the outset, thank you, Ashish, and the team of Mindful Living. It's always great to be part of a social cause. And my journey has been a journey wherein I want to change the way we look towards lifestyle ailments. Now, before I start, in case there is a power failure, I'll request all of you to just bear with me for 2 minutes. The place where I stay in Lucknow, we have a backup generator. It takes about 2 minutes to switch on. So bear with me for some time. I'll speak in English, but I'll mix certain Hindi sentences. I hope that's fine with everyone. And as I start, I am not a professional. I'm not a professional. I've not done any course. I am an army officer, as I have been introduced. But yes, I speak out of passion. I speak out of experience. And I speak with a single aim to channelize your thoughts in the right direction. Okay. Now, there was a small little write-up that Ashish had written. And while it's my mistake that when he got the slide approved, the infographic slide, which mentions about reversing diabetes and obesity, and then it says about reversal of metabolic syndrome with diet and lifestyle corrections. This in itself is a very, very deep subject, which obviously cannot be spoken about in 1 hour. Also, he spoke about my journey and about how I motivate people. So today, I've slightly modified my talk. And what I am going to harp upon is reversing of lifestyle ailments in general and understanding what are the nuances of good health. Today, there is plethora of information, and we need to be very clear in our thoughts when it comes to our own health. The initial part of my talk, though Ashish has already given a very detailed sort of an introduction of mine, but I'll take some time because it's my life from where I derive a lot of lessons, from where I've undertaken this journey. So initial 5 minutes or so, 7 minutes or so would be based on what I did and how I reversed my ailments. Okay. As brought out, I'm a 1990 NDA batch officer, and I'm from the Garhwal Rifles. I'm still serving. The photographs that you see on the slide are specifically, they have been specifically put by me. These photographs are before 2013. And if you can see, they are approximately just before I was, in the age bracket of 40. So I was in the National Security Guard or the Black Cat Commandos NSG in Manesar in 2006 to 9, after which I was at the Siachen Glacier. The left photograph is at the glacier. And then at the bottom right corner in your screen, what you see is at Rezangla, which is in Eastern Ladakh. That is the place where I commanded my battalion. And that is of 2010 and 12. And this is where the one of the major battles of the 1960 to Chinese aggression was fought. Okay. So now why these photographs? These photographs because I thought I was fine as an army officer till 2012. So obviously something happened wrong after that. And there has been a very steady decline since 2013 as far as my health is concerned. I had a spinal injury, and that led me to stop playing games. I started putting on weight. And suddenly in August 2015, when I was at Trivandrum, I had certain symptoms, which every diabetic has. And I was diagnosed with a random sugar of 415. So that really scared me, and I followed up on medical advice. But then in Jan, after a few months, I again went to the civil endocrinologist, and I found that things were not getting better. So finally, my medication started, and by August, I also had hypertension. I had high triglycerides. My cholesterols were getting out of range, and I was put on various types of medicines, diabetic medicines, medicines for my pressure, medicines for my statins for my cholesterol management. And I started to eat a so-called healthy diet as shown in the viewfoil, which is what you get when you ask an advice from anyone. And I was taking advice from dietitians at Trivandrum. I was going to an endocrinology center where there was a dietitian. I was consulting certain few other friends, but things were not happening correct. I joined a gym, and I got very serious with my training. I started running half marathons. I was at Trivandrum, so I took advantage of being at Kerala, and I went for Ayurvedic sessions for weight loss and glucose management. Besides these, I did a lot of other things, be it wearing a belt which makes you, which says that it melts fat around the belly, be it going to various wellness centers. I was trying everything. To my horror, in March 2017, I was diagnosed with early signs of hypothyroidism, with my TSH levels being at 6. And I was advised thyroxine medicine of 25 microgram. And I was categorized, nicely coined term called metabolic syndrome. And I did not understand that time as to what is metabolic syndrome. By December 2017, I was at the highest point of as far as my body weight was concerned. And obviously, I was low in my self-esteem. I was confused because I did not know where I was going wrong. And to make it worse, I was feeling awfully bad that I was managing a whole lot of ailments at an age of 46. That is what something which was not, I was not able to digest. And that led me to, so before that, I just certain random photographs of 2017. So I became diabetic in 15. And as Ashish brought out, it did not take me 3 years for reversal. 3 years I was diabetic. 2015, 2016, 2017, I was diabetic. I was not only diabetic, I had hypertension, I had dyslipidemia, and a whole lot of ailments. And I was trying to run half marathons. I went to Delhi also to run. I was running at Trivandrum in the midnight. I was going to the gym. I was trying to do whatever people told me. I went for Ayurvedic sessions. It is only in 2018 that I read upon, and due to all that, I was at a whopping 107 kgs. So besides obesity, I had diabetes, I had fatty liver, I had hypertension along with high cholesterol or high triglycerides, which was sort of being managed with statins. I had issue with my thyroid. It was underactive. So I was on a small little dosage of thyroxine medicine also. And it is in the month of December, when I started reading up, and in early January 2018, that I realized that a khichdi or a mixture of all these lifestyle ailments, they combine to make you insulin resistant. And I had not heard the word insulin resistance before. So when it comes to metabolic syndrome, the chances of you being insulin resistant is very, very high. And for the first time in January 2018, when I started my reversal journey, I read about Dr. Jason Fung. And Dr. Jason Fung is a Canadian nephrologist, and I call him the person, I call him my guru because he's the person who changed my life. And Dr. Jason Fung speaks about fasting a lot. And I was a person who had never fasted in his own whole life. So I started understanding what is fasting, how it can be used as a therapy to reverse your diabetes and reverse your hypertension. Initially, it took me a lot of time to digest these facts. I had a lot of resistance. I had resistance from my own family. I had resistance from my own friends. But that's the way life is. It just happens that sometimes you tend to overcome all this resistance, and just you get attracted to it. And I was very, very attracted to what Dr. Jason Fung was writing and speaking. And because of the AI of Google, thanks to Google, when I started reading about Dr. Jason Fung, they would prompt me to a whole lot of other doctors. And I got into a healthy understanding of how lifestyle ailments can be reversed, how diabetes can be reversed, how obesity can be tackled in a better manner, in a more logical manner. So I started applying myself. I will not go into details. Slowly, from January onwards, my medicines kept on getting off my life. And by September 2018, and why September? Because I very clearly remember that it was during Durga Puja of 2018, I being a Bengali, it was during Durga Puja of 2018 that I ate sweets for the first time when I went home. So from January to September, yes, I underwent a phase of reversal. After having left my medicines, I underwent a phase of consolidation and stabilization. And what happened? Yes, I had stabilized my various health parameters. All my biomarkers were good. I've just mentioned glucose and lipids, but my TSH also, without medicines, was stable in the end of 2018 at less than 2.5. My health improved, my energy, etc. was good. I lost 30 plus kgs. I regained my confidence. And obviously, I would look better and younger because my oxidative stress in my body was very less. And I'll come to oxidative stress later on. So while all this was happening, obviously, people got inquisitive, and my headquarters came to know about it. As Ashish has brought out, the ADGPI came to know about me, and they published my story. And that is how I started featuring in various newspapers and columns, etc. And people came to know about me. It also meant that people around me, started coming to me to ask for guidance. So I started sharing my knowledge. I started helping people, and that is how this part of my journey evolved from 2019 onwards. So these are some of the photographs, wherein I'm taking a talk in an army environment. This is a talk happening in Jaipur in 2019 June. And I also went to few of the civil seminars and summits. This is a photograph of a healthcare product summit, which happened at Hyderabad in January 2020. Incidentally, IMC, which conducted this particular summit, the CEO of the of IMC is also right now with us, and I was privileged, to share the stage with eminent cardiologists like Dr. Rohit Sane, or eminent gastroenterologist like Dr. Rakesh Kalapala, who is director at the AIG Hospital, Hyderabad. So yes, platforms like these, gave me confidence to interact more and to gain more knowledge and to be more confident of what I was talking. And then the community which was following me, which was trying to seek guidance from me, that also grew. So I kept on taking talks like this. You can see the talk by Friends of Tribal Society, late Dr. K.K. Agarwal was also part of that. And a number of online, because COVID had started, and after COVID, it was all online. So a series of online talks, including the one that we are having right now. So that all happened, and the community grew, and as the community grew, there were so many people who were getting tremendous benefits. A few of them, I have just listed out, I think 10 or 15 of them only here in the viewfoil. But they all are real people. They all are people like you and me who are busy in their life, but they all had ailments. They had ailments of varying nature, varying types. Diabetes is not just diabetes. Diabetes can be of a varying type. A type 2 diabetes cannot be, painted by the same brush all across. So yes, there was somebody who was trying to get better as far as sugar management is concerned. Somebody was trying to get better as far as management of thyroid is concerned. So there was somebody who was transforming his or her health at 64 or even at 18. I'll just show you. Yes, this boy Aditya was 18 years old when he transformed himself. So obviously the dynamics are a little different. Bottom center, you can see Professor Kamal Ghanshala. He is the chancellor of the Graphic Era University at Dehradun. I mean, can you imagine? He left 100 units of insulin. 100 units of insulin. The lady in between and top, Mrs. Kavita, she left all her thyroid and diabetes medicines. Right now, as we are talking, she is still on her BP medication. But she's left all her thyroid medications and BP medications. So yes, ultimately, people want to see a before and after picture. And, I don't write too much on these pictures because it's just an indicator that, yes, when you transform your health, if at all you are having a poor body composition, that body composition will definitely improve, which means you will lose weight. If that is what excites people, that I want to lose weight, fine, you will lose weight. But this has to happen. There's a lot of hard work behind all these photographs. There is no magic that is happening. You have to address your core issues and then you get these results. Okay. So I learned a lot of lessons, and I learn each and every single day. Just before we started the session at 5, at 4:55, I was replying back in my health group. There are a few of them who are probably listening to me right now. And I was, so I learn every single day from each and every person who is associated with me as far as health is concerned. And that is what I want to share with each one of you. Okay, the first lesson that you learn is that Zindagi na milegi doba. It's not just a movie that you see and you forget. We have to realize that 9th of April, evening 5 o'clock 9th of April 2022, evening 5 will never come back in our life. It's period over. So if this is the only life that we have, and the way we live our life is called lifestyle, why don't we realize a simple thing, that it is the thing which is highlighted in yellow, the style which has to change. Life तो एक ही है ना हमारा, एक ही जिंदगी मिली है, भगवान ने एक ही जिंदगी दी है. उसका स्टाइल हमने कैसे रखना है, it's all up to in our hands. So if we are suffering from ailments and things are not going hunky dory in our as far as our health is concerned, I hear an echo actually. Somebody has switched on the microphone. Yeah, okay, now it's better. So the way we live our life, it's called lifestyle. So हमने अपना style बदलना है. Once we fix up our style, things will fall in place. So that's the first lesson to learn. The second is that each and every lifestyle ailments are reversible. Please understand this slide. I am not trying to fight with anyone. I'm not trying to contest anybody. Before we started, Ashish had sent me certain questions. So in which one of the questions asked was, what is reversal? And is it remission or not? And once you have reversed, can you eat roti and dal and chawal? तो यस भैया, मैं तो केक भी खाता हूँ, मिठाई भी खाता हूँ, और उसमें मैं बाद में आऊंगा. और जो लोग मेरे को जानते हैं वो जानते हैं मैं खाता हूँ कि नहीं खाता हूँ. और आज से नहीं खा रहा हूँ, 2018 से खा रहा हूँ. बट क्या मैं रोज खाता हूँ? Why should I eat every day? Why should I do something foolish? So we will come to that aspect later on. But lifestyle ailments are reversible. And if somebody tells you, or somebody who tries to throw the weight of his whatever he has behind him, and he says, no, it is remission. So I want to ask, what is the difference between remission and reversible? I mean, today, if you have cough and cold, and you take medicines and your cough and cold goes away, have you reversed or have you gone into a remission? I don't know. Everything can be categorized in the category box of remission or reversal. So every ailment is reversible. If you have got a high blood pressure, you need to just get the pressure right in your body without medicines. Once the pressure is correct, you gradually wean off the medicines. So I have listed out certain icons. I have listed out obesity, which is obviously reversible. I have listed out that hypertension and cholesterol. They are very, very easily reversible. Fatty acid, reversible. PCOD, PCOS, reversible. Diabetes, reversible. I had a question on type 1 diabetes, and I'll answer that at the end. Ashish had forwarded me that somebody's child is a type 1 diabetic. But type 2 diabetes is 200% reversible. It's not me who's saying that. It is thousands of people all across the world. The sad part is that this community is very small. I have been to several such platforms, and I am interacting daily with several such people who are trying to help others to reverse diabetes. Now, whatever may be the intention, somebody may be doing it a little wrong due to certain commercial interest. That's a different thing. But there is a science which speaks about diabetes reversal, and it is not a new science. It's not 1 year or a 2-year-old science. 2012 से लोग लिख रहे हैं इसके बारे में. मैंने 2018 में रिवर्स किया है. और आज जब मैं बोल रहा हूं, just 2 days back, somebody in my group, there's a girl listening in the group who's just become a mother of a small child, Sonia from Dehradun. She left her medicines, all her diabetes medicines, and today she's sitting and listening to me, and she eats everything. Yes, it is reversible. You don't have to fall prey to. So if there is a lack of information or knowledge, we need to seek that. That should be the approach, and you don't have to carry the burden lifelong. I mean, does modern science even give you that iota or that space to think that today we don't have an answer to an ailment? हम कैंसर को ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, हमारा हड्डी टूट जाए, हमारे हड्डी का मल्टीपल फ्रैक्चर हो जाए, हमारे पेट में अल्सर हो जाए, सब कुछ ठीक हो सकता है, पर डायबिटीज ठीक नहीं हो सकता, हाइपरटेंशन ठीक नहीं हो सकता, थायराइड ठीक नहीं हो सकता. I mean, how do we accept that? And we are talking about how science is developing. Okay. We must understand the difference between the birth age and the body age. The birth age is fine. It is written on your Aadhaar card. The day you came to this universe, from your mother's womb, your birth starts. That's your birth date. But then there is a difference when it comes to your birth age and body age. We are solely responsible to take care of our own body. Nobody else will come and do it for you. Please don't depend on somebody else to come and take care of your car. Your car, you have to maintain yourself. And if you don't take care of the car, obviously, it will not depict the right body age. और आजकल क्या हो गया है? I just want to share. These days, from my health group, people who are reversing, who are in the process of reversal, or who have already reversed, who have lost some weight, they have lost some weight from the fat. They complain to me कि उनके घर वाले ये बोलते हैं कि बेटा तुम कुछ खाते क्यों नहीं, तुम बहुत पतले हो गए. Yeah, husband is complaining about the wife that your face has become. I don't know, where are we going? Because we as Indians, we all are chubby, we all want chubby cheeks. No, we don't require chubby cheeks. We need strength in our arms. You don't have to have huge muscles. I'm not talking about bodybuilding. I'm talking about strength in your muscles. I'm talking about strength in your joints. I'm talking about a good metabolic cycle in your body. That is in itself will entail a good hormonal balance. That in itself will entail that your body age is what it should be. So if today I am supposed to look 51, I should look 51. I cannot be looking like 61. And similarly, at 51 or at 41, I cannot accept that, I'm through my middle age and all that. So yes, age is a number. There is a saying, age is a number. We need to take it further. Do not take your health for granted. Fitness, and fitness is what? Fitness is strength, fitness is stamina, fitness is flexibility. Fitness is just one aspect of good health. You need to read your health biomarkers. आप थायराइड की गोली खाके और हाइपरटेंशन की गोली खाके आप 40 किलोमीटर नहीं दौड़ सकते हो. आप अगर 40 किलोमीटर दौड़ने के लिए इतनी मेहनत कर सकते हो, if you can prepare yourself to climb a mountain peak, if you can prepare yourself to do a triathlon or a walkathon or a marathon, you can definitely also focus on your health and reverse your health first. Otherwise, we will remain a confused nation. We will remain a confused society. And that is why I say that India has to be healthy first. A sick India cannot be fit India. You don't have a fitness minister in the government. There's nobody called fitness minister. So why are we so crazy about fitness? Fit India, fit India. दुनिया भर की बीमारियां हैं और टी शर्ट पहन के खड़े हो गए सुबह सुबह संडे को कि सर मैं 21 किलोमीटर दौड़ूंगा. अरे दौड़ो 21 किलोमीटर, अच्छी बात है. सिर्फ 21 किलोमीटर क्यों दौड़ना है? आपने हर दिन आपने एक्टिव रहना है. बट कम से कम एड्रेस योर हेल्थ. वी हैव ए हेल्थ मिनिस्टर. There is a ministry called health ministry. It's not a fitness ministry. So India has to be healthy first and then India can be fit. So we need to read our health biomarkers. We don't do that. We don't do that. The body communicates with us 24/7. इस वक्त भी आपका शरीर आपको कुछ बोल रहा है. 24 घंटे आपका शरीर आपसे बात करता है. Problem यह है, the problem is that we don't know how to communicate back with our body, or we negate what the body is trying to convey. If the body tells us that please lie down, we don't want to lie down. If the body tells us to take rest, we don't want to take rest. We want to work. So we are not listening to our body. The body is telling us that eat some food, but we don't want to eat food. नहीं sir, मैंने कहीं से पढ़ा है कि आज मेरे को intermittent fasting करना ही करना है. चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, मैं 16 घंटे नहीं खाऊंगा. Intermittent fasting से मेरा weight loss होगा, तो मेरे को भूख लग रही है पर मैं फिर भी नहीं खाऊंगा. That's not correct. We need to communicate with our body. And the more we learn to communicate with our body, the communication between the body and you will entail that you are able to read your biomarkers better. Once you read your symptoms better, you should also get a health report card done. हम अपने बच्चों के, हम अपने बाकी अपने काम के health report cards, annual report cards, we see it in the month of March, April. We are very keen to see an annual card. How are we doing? We should do that for our health also. And somebody who is not very healthy, who has got lifestyle ailments, the periodicity has to be a little more, depending on what sort of ailment you are having. So it cannot be that you are groping in the dark. And one fine day you say that, अरे पता नहीं कैसे हो गया, सब कुछ तो ठीक था पिछले साल तक. It's not like that. The body has been communicating with you for years together, for months together. And one fine day the body gives up and then you end up having something. Okay. The hormonal balance is key to reversal of lifestyle ailments. And what are hormones? Hormones are chemical messengers. आपके बॉडी में हॉर्मोन्स ही हैं जो कोई एक मैसेज एक जगह से दूसरे जगह पे लेके जाते हैं. And when it comes to crying, so if you have to cry, there has to be a hormonal signal given to your tear glands, and then only the lacrimal gland will shed the tears. Your tear gland will not take out tears till the time it gets the right signal. Otherwise, you will have to put glycerin in your eyes. That's what the movie actors do. But when you are sad or when you are very happy, nobody in this world can stop the tears. Nobody in this world can stop the tears from flowing out. So if there are tears flowing out, it's a hormonal response. So the speed in which your hairs are growing or falling, आपके नाखून, your nails, at what speed are they growing? How well your blood is flowing in the body? How well are you breathing? Everything is hormonal triggered. Everything in the body. So how can you just negate a hormonal imbalance? So hormonal balance holds the key to reversal of ailments. So there are various hormones that play around in your body. When it comes to thyroid, there are a mix of few hormones. When it comes to hunger and satiety, there are certain hormones. When it comes to diabetes or insulin resistance, there are certain hormones besides insulin. So we have to factor all that in. And once we get a balance of that, things will fall in order. The ladies who are listening to me right now, they undergo a hormonal imbalance every week. हम लोग जो मर्द हैं, हम लोग तो बहुत लकी हैं. सर डाइट प्लान बना के हम यही खाएंगे पूरे एक महीने. Imagine a lady who is still in her menses, who is having a cycle to follow. The body is following that cycle. And then there are issues in that. That's a different thing. So we have to listen to our hormones. And a hormonal balance will hold the key to reversal of lifestyle illness. And how to get the hormonal balance? No, yes, that I'll come later on. Obesity, is increasing by the day in India. In spite of the modern advancement of science, we are not able to tackle obesity. Obviously, you don't need medicines for obesity. अगर दवाई से obesity ठीक हो जाता, अगर डॉक्टर के इंजेक्शन से ठीक हो जाता, तो obesity ठीक हो जाता. The problem is that doctors don't have an advice. And I'm sorry to say, if any doctor is listening to me, that all that the doctor say, वजन कम करके आओ. That's not an advice. भैया मैं मोटा हूं, मुझे दिख रहा है मैं मोटा हूं. So don't tell me कि वजन कम करके आओ. I'm not understanding कि मेरा वजन कम क्यों नहीं हो रहा है. And every obese person, I spoke about my journey. I was at my lowest self-esteem in 2018, 17 December. So I understand. And that's what I want to tell every obese person, that you have to understand that you don't lack character or application or intent. In fact, जो आदमी मोटे होते हैं, उनका application और उनका intent और भी ज़्यादा severe होता है. They don't forget to get up and go for a run or a walk, because that poor person, he or she just wants to shed some weight, wants to get better. So his application or her application, her intent is very, very sincere. So you don't have to be under any guilt. It's a disease. It's a hormonal disease. You have to fix up the issues which are responsible for obesity. Simple and straight. And that is why it's not, I don't follow this dictum. I just don't follow this, because we all are becoming slave to this particular line, which is mentioned in yellow. The gym owner wants to sell you this. Somebody who is selling you certain capsules wants to sell you this. Somebody will come in the television that wear this belt and this belt will vibrate. He wants to sell you this. Lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. जिसको देखो वो डराया जाता है कि लूज वेट करो आप हेल्दी हो जाओगे, लूज वेट करो आपका डायबिटीज ठीक हो जाएगा, लूज वेट करो आपका हाइपोथायराइड ठीक हो जाएगा. So this is not the way that you should look at weight. You should look at that first you get healthy. That's what I told you. That all these transformation pictures, मैंने आपको शायद कितने दिखाए, 8-10 दिखाए, 15 दिखाए, जो मैंने ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की कुछ पिक्चर्स दिखाए हैं मेरे हेल्थ ग्रुप से. They all are first getting healthier, then they are losing weight. All you can interact with anybody. I don't chase weight at all. I don't ask anyone. यार आज सुबह तुम्हारा वेट कितना है? तुम कितने दिन से 75 kg पे अटके हुए हो? That doesn't matter. The other factors are much more important. That if you were walking 3 kilometers in 33 minutes, today are you able to, after a week, walk in 31 minutes? If you are able to walk, fantastic. Your application, your one part of the application is very good. So we need to focus on the right thing, and we need to get healthier first. And once we get healthier first, we will lose weight. But to make it more correct, I will pronounce it as that get healthy to lose body fat. We need to shed body fat. There are a lot of people, especially after their 50s, after their late 40s, who are complaining of loss of muscle mass. I found one of the questions that Ashish had forwarded me about creatinine. तो आप प्रोटीन, क्योंकि हम प्रोटीन खाने से डरते हैं, किसी ने हमारे दिमाग में ये घुसा दिया कि मतलब प्रोटीन खाओ तो आपके किडनी खराब हो जाएंगे. As if the protein is some demon. Everything is a demon. But we have to understand when it becomes a demon. And we are not afraid of sugar. Sir, cornflakes खा लो, ठीक है. Have muesli, very healthy. I mean, work out the amount of carbohydrate it has. Work out the amount of refined flour, processed foods that we are having. We are not afraid of eating those things. But the moment somebody eats तीसरा अंडा, the other person says, अरे 3 अंडे मत खा, मर जाएगा कोलेस्ट्रॉल से. 3 अंडे मत खा, प्रोटीन ज्यादा होगा, किडनी खराब हो जाएगा. So we don't know. We are not understanding the effect in our body, correct? So we need to first get healthy to lose our body fat. That is important. Okay. Human body doesn't understand mathematics. It's all about biochemistry. Yes, when you are a celebrity and you are a bodybuilder and you are going for Mr. Some competition, when you are preparing yourself for an IPL tournament and you're a top level athlete, when you are running a 100-meter sprint or a 42-kilometer marathoner for the Olympics, then things are different. Mathematics does come into picture. It does come into picture. But mathematics cannot come into picture only for your diet. Today, we want mathematics for reversing ailments. For reversing obesity, we want mathematics. I'm wearing a smartwatch and most of us are wearing smartwatches and trying to calculate steps, trying to calculate. I don't know why. To an extent, it is okay, but don't fall prey to this. And that's why this slide. The quality is critical. So what does the body understand? Body understands biochemistry. It is not about how much calories you are putting into your body, how much calories you are taking out from your body. They are all calories, nothing but a unit of energy. That's it. It does not mean that you and I eat the same food and we both get the same nutritional value and we both get the same energy. ये किसने बताया कि आप भी 2 ब्रोकोली खाओगे और उस 2 ब्रोकोली के अंदर हेल्दीफाइमी ने बता दिया कि इतना कैलोरी है, या हेल्दीफाइमी ने बता दिया, चलो अप्रोक्सीमेशन पे सही बताया एक ऐप ने कि I will not take the name. So any application you use, it says that okay, this bowl of palak paneer has got 250 calories. So how do you know that 250 calories is going into your body? And the problem is that we think that this 250 calories of food is what is going to fuel my body for next 24 hours. मतलब अगर मैं ये पालक पनीर नहीं खाऊंगा ना तो ये 250 कैलोरी मैं चल नहीं पाऊंगा. That is how naive we are. And I'll come to those aspects of how energy is generated in the body. So please understand that it is not about mathematics, it is all about biochemistry. What you eat actually is just not the 3 macronutrients. It's not just about proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. It is also about other 5 aspects. It's about minerals. It is about vitamins. It's about water. It's about fiber. We have to factor everything in. And it is the biochemistry that entails. So you can take the same calorific value of 2 foods, but 2 different foods will elicit a different chemical response in your body. That is where the hormones come into picture. So you are now focusing on not weight loss. You are not focusing on reversal of hypertension. You are focusing firstly on your hormonal balance. And that is where the right foods will come into picture. Okay. So the quality is critical. And this quality is critical not only for the intake, it is also for your output. It's also for how you run. It is not about, so I put a treadmill at a particular incline, at a particular speed. It will show me the same calories. So what's the big deal here? It is just a pre-fed algorithm. So we should not fall. Yes, it gives an approximation that अच्छा, मैं अगर 1 घंटे चलता हूं तो इतना किलोमीटर चल पाता हूं. मैं 1 घंटे में जब दौड़ता हूं तो मैं इतना किलोमीटर दौड़ पाता हूं. और उस दौड़ने में क्योंकि वो मैं तेज दौड़ा हूं, so that machine has moved faster, so it will show some little extra calories. To that extent, it is fine. But I am saying that the quality is important and not the quantity. So you have to focus on the quality of your exercise. Which is the right exercise for you? Are you going for 1 hour in the gym or 1 hour for workout? Or are you going for 1 hour of walk? Or are you focusing on how you are walking? At what intensity you are walking? And you always are your own competitor and nobody else's. So don't get fixated and into counting. Just look at the quality. Okay, you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. This is because a lot of people, including in my group, they work hard a lot and then suddenly, at one fine day, weekend, they have a bad diet for whatever reason. And I always tell them that you just cannot, and the pet answer is that tomorrow morning, sir, we are going to take it out. No, you cannot take out. Whatever wrong has gone inside your body has gone inside your body, period. It will elicit the response it is supposed to. So if you have eaten an unhealthy fat, it is going to affect the thin layer around the nucleus of your cells in that particular manner. Now in that bargain, if your triglycerides go up, they will go up. And through a long chemical chain, if it comes down to the fat is equal to no weight loss, it will be no weight loss. So you need to understand that you cannot outdo a bad diet. You cannot say that I have eaten extra ice creams, so tomorrow I will burn 500 calories more. No, it doesn't work like that. We all tend to work out. For example, I've just taken an example of morning 6 to 7. So yes, it is good. We must work out. We must, whatever we like, whether we like to run on a treadmill or run outside or lift weights, do strength training or do a Zumba, whatever we are doing, yoga, everything is good. But this 1 hour of workout is not the catch. The catch is the balanced 23 hours. And that is what is called NEAT, non-exercise active thermogenesis. You need to focus on this. And what is NEAT? You need to stand more. You need to move more. You need to climb instead of taking the elevator or the escalator, if you have a choice. You need to move your body. I'm not saying that you squat everywhere you go. But if you get a chance to squat, you should squat. You should not bend down. If you get a chance to push or pull, do that. Don't use a machine to do that. Yes, I know how the suitcases roll out in the airport. I know we have got nice trolleys in which we put our suitcases but if you get a chance in your balanced 23 hours to squat, to push, to pull, to lift something, do that, please. Volunteer to do these things. Because it's not about proving something. It is not that you are consciously trying to do, आज मैंने 3 kg का दूध का पैकेट उठा के लाया हूं. You don't have to write somewhere. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in your subconscious mind, you should be very, very particular that NEAT is important. I need to be active in my non-exercise time. That is important. And people who are in the corporate world and the office goers, sitting is one of the most is the root cause of so many ailments. Believe me, you just read about it, but nobody wants to talk about it. We are too keen to buy a recliner, buy a couch, buy a nice sofa set, or buy a nice chair, a real high-class royal executive chair. Why do you need an executive chair? Ancient times, nobody had executive chairs. You can pick up any of the scriptures, be it from Ramayana or Mahabharata or any of the scriptures. But I mean, those days they didn't have the luxury to make cushions. They had. But we are so fond of sitting, and sitting in a very, very bad manner. We just sort of, sink into the cushion. And that is not good for health. Today, as I'm talking, I'm standing and talking. I don't have a single YouTube video in which I'm sitting and talking. I go for a offline talk anywhere. I stand and talk. I don't even put my hand on a... So please try to focus on NEAT. It's very, very important. I was addressing young people from the corporate world. I told them that, online, COVID, fine. At least, make a desk where you can stand and do your job on the computer, on the PC. You don't have to sit on a sofa and take the laptop on your PC, on your lap, because it's a laptop, and start working there. You can always stand and do your job. Okay. I want that all of you, who are listening to me should learn to take care of your second brain and second heart. That is another key to the reversal of your lifestyle ailment and for a better health. Now, which is your second brain? Second brain is your gut. Gut. Or gut जो है, intestines, जिसको हम बोलते हैं, small intestine and the large intestine. They are very, very important. They are called the second brain. And when it comes to gut health, we have to be very, very particular about understanding that there has to be a good intake of probiotic and prebiotic in our diet. Probiotics are nothing but good bacteria. They are living strains of good bacteria. So they should be taken through food, be it curd, be it cheese, be it sarkad, be it panta bhat. In Bengal, we call panta bhat. So if you are not diabetic, if you are not insulin resistant and you can take rice, you must take panta bhat. In North, in Haryana, Rajasthan and all, they take stale roti. The whole idea is to put probiotics into your gut. because these good bacteria, they kill the harmful bacteria. They are natural antibiotics. They help to get rid of toxins. And along with probiotics, अब आपने bacteria तो डाल दिया अपने पेट में मतलब sorry, अपने intestines में. Now you also need food for those bacteria, otherwise how will they multiply? So the food for the probiotic is called the prebiotic. It's nothing but fiber. I told you, macronutrients, proteins, fats, carbohydrates. Then comes your vitamins, your minerals, and something called fiber. So whether it is plant fiber or dietary fiber, they act as food for your good bacteria or for the probiotics. They travel undigested. They got no role. So something like isabgol, psyllium husk, जो हम लोग लेते हैं, we take when we have loose motions for our, but that is nothing but plain pure fiber. So they travel undigested to your colon, and the probiotics, they consume it for their energy. So it acts like a fertilizer. So you need to have a balance of pro and prebiotic. If you don't have a very good gut health, you cannot have a good metabolic cycle in your body. And when it comes to the second heart, okay, fine, sorry. So this click, I forgot pro and prebiotic. The second heart is your calf muscles. Calf muscles is something, again, we tend to neglect. And somebody who's got a problem in the legs cannot go for a walk. Somebody who's got a problem in the back, somebody who is not able to exercise the calf properly, you need to sit and exercise your calf. The blood is pushed through the arteries by the heart, the first heart. But how does that blood come back? There is no heart down below. So these calf muscles, they are your second heart. They push the blood up through the veins. And again, I now recollect that when Ashish had sent me questions, there was a question from someone about varicose veins. Varicose veins happen when your veins are not proper in your legs, because after all, the blood is coming against gravity. So if your calf muscles are not good, that is one of the reasons why you'll have varicose veins. So you need to do those exercises which the ballet dancers do. And climbing, squatting, jumping, running, walking, or simply doing certain calf exercises are very, very important to ensure that जितना केयर आप अपना कार्डियो एक्सरसाइज करके अपने ऊपर वाले दिल का करते हैं, उतना ही एक्सरसाइज आप नीचे वाले दिल का भी करें. Okay. You need to understand your body's metabolism, and I have got 1, 2, 3 made here in the slide. So first is, of course, the fuel, and I will speak a little more on this. Okay, just a minute. I'm getting my screen here, so I have to remove the screen. Yeah. Okay, so in the fuel, the first is balanced diet. And I'll not take much time. I'll quickly go over all these points. Balanced diet. Now, we all know what is balanced diet. The definition is given in the class 8 NCERT biology book. And as I told you, balanced diet, we just tend to get confused, and we say that do roti, ek katori dal, do katori sabzi, etc., etc. It is a balanced diet. No, balanced diet, firstly, is to be taken when your body is balanced. If you have an imbalance in your body, you cannot take a balanced diet. That is point number 1, which is very clear. Today, if your body is imbalanced due to 2, 1 or more than 1 ailments, if your body is imbalanced and it is also showing up in form of excess body fat, I mean, you cannot be talking about balanced diet. And where does the balanced diet theory goes when for last so many decades, at least the 5 decades that I have grown up and my generation has grown up, where was balanced diet when they made something in the school books, but they allowed the biscuits to come, they allowed the momos to come, they allowed the noodles to come, they allowed the chapatis and all the street foods. I mean, what was the carbohydrate content in that in one day's nutrition? And if your one day's nutrition had 70% carbohydrates in form of various types of food, because we thought that eating a rusk tea is good because that rusk does not have fat in it, which is a mistake because it has got lots and lots of trans fat, which is poison for you. So, okay. So if you're having biscuits, which have trans fats, if you're having noodles and pastas and a whole lot of namkeens and biscuits, with every passing day, you find 2 more biscuits in the rack. So where does the balanced diet theory go there? So then everything is fine. When we go to the movie hall, we want to eat popcorn. And tell me a food which is low in carbohydrate, which is served in the movie hall, or on the Shatabdi train, or in Indigo flight, except for probably I don't know, cashew and almonds. There's nothing which is low in carbohydrates. You pick up a food and read the carbohydrate content. Pick up a burger, pick up any food that you eat. I'm not talking about rice and wheat, but you can even count them in. You can pick up a multi-grain atta of Ashirwad and read the nutritional content behind. And agar us nutrition content mein carbohydrate 60%, 70%, 80%, 85% hai. So where is the balanced diet? Where is the balanced diet? And then we are afraid to eat the third egg. दो अंडा खाने से डरते हम लोग. Okay, so we need to relook and understand what is balanced diet. And no, I have said in my YouTube video that the least you can do is firstly you become balanced or close to. I mean, nobody can be God, nobody can be perfect, but at least try to become as close to a balanced health that you can get. Once you have got there, then you can at least in the macronutrients divide it into 33%. That still makes sense. But fat नहीं खाना है. प्रोटीन खाने से किडनी खराब हो जाएगा. तो बचा क्या? कार्बोहाइड्रेट. उसे डायबिटीज हो रहा है. कोई बात नहीं. चीनी मत खाओ. Diabetes is not चीनी. Diabetes is चीनी in all forms, and that will come from carbohydrates. So after my talk, you pick up a food and pick up your smartphone. Pick up anything in your kitchen and turn back and see the nutritional content. Yes, there are, and carbohydrate industry का ही ad आता है. You pick up a movie actor from Amitabh Bachchan down to Tiger Shroff. He will be doing advertisement of a carbohydrate rich food. कोई आके दही का ad नहीं करेगा. कोई आके पनीर का ad भी नहीं करेगा. एक जमाने में अंडे का ad आता था, वो भी बंद हो गया. Nobody will come because there's no profit in it. There's no profit in it. So what if the nation is becoming more and more sick? हम लोग रोग मुक्त के जगह हम रोगी बनते जा रहे हैं. We are becoming रोगी every day. हम लोग निरोग कैसे होंगे, हम उसको सही तरीके से देखते ही नहीं है. We are attracted by the fancy labels. So we all need to look at balanced diet correctly. Okay. I'll not speak much because once I get emotional, I just lose this thing of time. And okay. Coming to the next point. Whether we need to eat raw food has its own advantages. It has serious disadvantages also. And same is with everything else. You know, whether to cook in aluminium or whether to micro heat in something, these are all, I tell them, these are all micro issues. We need to fix up our macro issues first. We are too much into micro issues. How to detoxify, how to sip a glass of water with cucumber and everything the whole day. And my liver will take out all the toxins. हम लोग उसमें फंस गए. हम लोग कौन सा च्यवनप्राश लेना है, सुबह उठ के पानी में कितना नींबू कितना अदरक डालना है, उसके बाद पूरे दिन गंद खाना या गलत खाना है, या गंद खाना है गलत खाना. So we need to relook at these aspects of what is it all about. And when it comes to being a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian or a vegan or a vegetarian, and there are so many tarians. Mockatarian is also there. मौका देके लोग खाते हैं. Whatever it is, believe me, the body doesn't understand all that too much. Today, if you get posted out due to the nature of your job or for some other reason and go to China, and you are in Wuhan for next 10 years, after 10 years, for all I know, you may be eating cockroach. But we don't eat cockroach in India. But they relish cockroach there. So what? So what? It is a rich source of protein also. And lot of other minerals. बट हमें घिन आती है. और जो वेगन है और जो वेजिटेरियन है वो तो मेरा स्क्रीन बंद करके भी उठ के चला जाएगा. बट द फैक्ट रिमेंस दे आर ह्यूमंस भाई. सो अ पर्सन हु इज इन ले एंड लद्दाख इज आल्सो एन इंडियन. द पर्सन हु इज इन कोहिमा इज आल्सो एन इंडियन who can be healthy or who can be not healthy. So the way we look at vegans, the way we look at non-vegetarians, the way we look at vegetarians, it's nothing. No, the body only understands nutrition. Body को essential amino acids चाहिए. वो एसेंशियल अमीनो एसिड आपको खाने में से डालना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि बॉडी नहीं बनाता है। अमीनो एसिड इसलिए चाहिए बिकॉज दे आर द बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स ऑफ योर बॉडी. It is essential. That's why the word essential is there. There's nothing called essential carbohydrate, but there is something called essential fats. These are medical terms. These are biological terms. There's something called essential amino acids. You need to eat them, whether you take it from almonds, whether you take it from a vegetable, whether you take it from animal source or an egg, it's fine. Yes, I can say, after having read, that egg has got all the essential amino acids. That is one wholesome food. That's why it's a nutritional powerhouse. But there's nothing wrong in being a vegan also. There's nothing wrong in being a non-vegetarian also. Somebody at Kohima, and you know how they eat in Nagaland, or somebody at, say, Arunachal, can be diabetic or cannot be diabetic. It's not that people there are dying of cholesterol and lipid issues. And people who are vegan, they don't have any cholesterol issue. It's a fallacy. It's a fallacy. आप लसन प्याज नहीं खाते हो, आप नॉनवेज नहीं खाते हो, बहुत अच्छी बात है, पर आप नमकीन भी तो बंद करो भाई. ये आपको जस्टिफिकेशन कौन देता है कि वो खाना खराब है और नमकीन खाना बहुत अच्छा है? ये आपको कौन जस्टिफिकेशन देता है कि दाल में भी चीनी डालना चाहिए? आई एम ए बंगाली. My mother, my wife, they have been putting sugar in the dal also. In Gujarat, they put. So yes, use sugar to the extent that it is required in the body. And let's not get fooled, you know. So there is a tennis player like Rafa Nadal, who is a pure carnivorous. He's playing top level tennis. And there is somebody like, who is a, what's his name? Djokovic. He's a pure vegan. It doesn't matter at all. So you can have any preferences, but you need to understand that nutrition is what the body understands. Your body needs essential fats. Your body needs essential amino acids and proteins. Your body needs complex carbohydrates, a little bit of resistant starch, a lot of fiber, a lot of antioxidants, a lot of minerals. And not get into, yaar, mere ko vegan banna chahiye, nahi, mere ko to abhi non-vegetarian banna chahiye. Somebody is defending something, the other person is defending something else. It's not about that. People across the globe have been living, and let me tell you, 60 years back, lifestyle ailments was lesser in this world. 50 years back, obesity was less in this world. So हम क्यों इतना बेवकूफ बने जा रहे हैं? Just because it is 2022, we think we have a lot of brains, and we cannot. And yes, we are supposed to have brains. That is theory of evolution. But we are not channelizing our thoughts in the right way. So we need to eat nutritional dense food. And nutritional dense food is what? It is not hollow calories. हमको पेट भरने के लिए नहीं खाना चाहिए. I deal with certain people from poorer background, poorer strata of the society through NGOs, and I deal with diabetics. And I tell them कि भैया आपके लिए मेटफॉर्मिन भी फ्री में नहीं आ रहा है, आपके लिए इंसुलिन का इंजेक्शन भी फ्री में नहीं आ रहा है, क्या करूं मैं? But they cannot afford nutritional dense food. That they share with me that हम पेट भरने के लिए खाते हैं. But people like you and me who are listening to this webinar, we can afford good food. We can afford nutritional dense food. We should not be eating in quantity to fill up stomach. No, all these words are wrong. Filling up your stomach. Feeling of fullness is something different, and filling up your stomach is different. So we need to eat nutritional dense food so that the food acts correctly at the cellular level. And I'll come to that. We need to eat when we are hungry. पुराने जमाने में लोग 2 बार खाते थे. योग के अंदर बोला गया है, अभी के योग गुरु भी बोल रहे हैं, और पुराने जमाने के योग के किताबों में भी लिखा हुआ है. It's written in the yoga scriptures that after you finish a wholesome food, food means food plate, food platter. It's not 2 biscuits and tea. It is not 6 almonds. That is not eating. That is confusing your body. But when you eat a wholesome food, when you are hungry, that food is supposed to be enough to give you nutrition for longer duration of time, for 8 hours. So in olden times, people used to eat in the morning, then go for work the whole day, come back and eat in the evening. That's it. After lights out, no kitchen, because there was no lights. So we need to understand that we are playing around with the hormonal imbalances. And this is a pet question that we should be eating 6 times in a day, 10 times in a day. We should be eating small meals. How does it How does it even, logically be explained? I mean, don't we know what is the complete digestive process that one undergoes once you put food into your mouth? You mean to say there is a sac where there is hydrochloric acid? No. There are cells which have to take out hydrogen and chlorine molecules and make hydrochloric acid. The digestive enzymes, there's a long process through which the various types of enzymes are secreted or released into your stomach. So this entire process takes time. And your brain, your body, your entire system is engaged in that. No, you cannot keep your system engaged throughout only in that. कि मैं हर एक घंटे बाद कुछ ना कुछ खाते रहूं. So when we are hungry, we should eat well. We should eat nutritionally dense food. Snacking is not normal. Snacking has become a habit. When we spend money to go in Rajdhani or Shatabdi train, we take it as a birthright to snack because they are giving us food the whole journey. When we take a flight ticket and we are flying from India to US, oh my God, 16 hours of journey, we just want to eat and drink. We're looking forward, what is she going to serve me? Or what are the various this thing? We should eat, and we should eat a lot. So I'm not saying that you don't eat when you must eat. But when you are hungry, you must eat like a king or a queen. You must eat the correct food. And you must learn to enjoy a meal. Why I wrote the meal in inverted comma? Because we have confused what is meal. A packet of chips cannot be meal. A couple of biscuits cannot be meal. Cookies cannot be meal. One pastry cannot be meal. और जंक फूड की तो बात ही क्या करो, मतलब पिज्जा लोग थोपे जा रहे हैं पेट भरने के लिए, hollow calories. So enjoy a meal, and meal is wholesome. Meal is a composition of every macro and micronutrient, of fiber, of antioxidants. Okay. And when you enjoy a meal, obviously you don't hurry up in eating. You chew your food so that I gave you an example that you also eat 2 pieces of broccoli or a katori of palak paneer. I also eat palak paneer. It does not mean that the absorption will be same. And I'll come to that in my next thing. Okay. So we need to enjoy a meal and eat properly. Okay. The second point is about cellular energy. Now, around each and every nucleus in our cells, and there are trillions of cells in our body. Around each and every around the nucleus, there is a thin, fat layer. And if that layer is correct, it will allow the passing in and passing out of nutrients. But when you eat wrong, the layers and the wrong fats, they go and block it up. And then there is a starvation within the cells. हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गया, हम लोग पेट के खाने से सोचते हैं कि हम लोग वॉक कर रहे हैं. And I just saw Sonia on the screen and she's walking. And I just want to tell the audience who are listening to me, Sonia is doing a long fast in the group right now. She's not eaten anything for since yesterday evening. How is she going for a 5-kilometer walk? The energy does not come from your stomach. You don't eat a banana to go for you eat a banana when you are playing lawn tennis at a top level, and you are into your 4th set and you need an instant energy. The requirement is different. But to lead your life, to go to the office, to go for a small little 5-kilometer, 3-kilometer, half an hour, 1 hour workout, you don't need to push in bananas. Or in some confusion mein kya ho gaya? People who build bodies, who are shaping up bodies for various requirements, be it he's an actor who has to shape up his body, be it he's going for a bodybuilding competition, or he is a weightlifter, etc. हम लोग उनके चक्करों में पड़ के ना pre-workout meal, post-workout meal, how much of protein, कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Point number 2 in my slide, energy should be from your cells. And how much और cell से जो energy निकलता है, it is in form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So please Google right now while you are listening to me and tell me, or we can chat up later on in the question answer sessions, what is the energy that is generated by one ATP molecule? And हम लोग पड़े में एक केले के पीछे 10 बादाम के पीछे, ये 10 बादाम नहीं खाएंगे तो एनर्जी नहीं मिलेगी. मतलब I don't know, अगर आपको लग रही मेरी एनर्जी कम है. Certain people in this audience knows when I had my last food. You don't require food for energy. You don't talk, you don't walk, you don't exercise from here. यहाँ से ये स्टमक है जो मैं दिखा रहा हूं स्क्रीन पे. आप यहां से काम नहीं करते हैं. If your hands have to lift, if you have to run, if you have to walk, you need to have a good cellular energy. We all are undernourished at the cellular level. है ही नहीं न्यूट्रिएंट्स. अगर एक न्यूट्रिएंट आपके सेल में कम होगा तो सेल विल नॉट फंक्शन प्रॉपर्ली. जस्ट बिकॉज भगवान ने हमारे पूरे शरीर में ट्रिलियंस ऑफ सेल्स दे दिए हैं, तो हमने ठेका ले रखा कि यार 20% 30% को खराब कर दो, या उनको काम नहीं करता तो क्या फर्क पड़ता. एंड वी गेट वेरी हैप्पी व्हेन वी टेक अ स्मॉल पीस ऑफ डोनट और अ फ्रूट एंड से किया अब मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा है. आपको अच्छा लग रहा है, आपके ब्रेन को अच्छा लग रहा है, आपके सेल्स को अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. Your cell is still deprived. Your cell needs potassium. That potassium from the banana has to reach the cell. Yes, bananas are high in potassium. And there is something called a sodium-potassium connect in each and every cell. There's a pump called sodium-potassium pump. You know, those who are suffering from hypertension, they can see my video on that. But that potassium के चक्कर में आप केले का जो चीनी अपने पेट में डाल रहे हो, आपको उससे हाई मिल रहा है. और वो पोटेशियम शायद आपके सेल्स तक पहुंच भी नहीं रहा है. आपका प्रेशर भी ज्यादा है, तो बीपी इज आल्सो हाई. सो वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ जनरेटिंग सेलुलर एनर्जी. We cannot be undernourishing ourselves. The next point is workout. Now, once you have fueled your body correctly, once your cellular energy is at a good level and you are able to generate that, then you need to utilize that energy. You cannot be buying a car, keeping it in your garage, and every day telling कि मैं इसके अंदर ना घड़ी देखकर I've got a smart application. Through my smart app, I put 20 liters of petrol or diesel into it. Arey, how much of petrol and diesel you will put, how much the vehicle will run, these are all variables. This human body is not a robot. Today at 6:10, I am standing in an AC room in my house and talking to you. Yesterday at this time, I had gone for a walk. There is a difference how my body will perceive the whole day that I have spent today. We don't breathe in the same amount of oxygen and we don't breathe out the same amount of carbon dioxide every single day. So we need to understand that once our metabolism is getting into shape, we need to translate that into utilization of that, and we need to do strength. And we should remember the word strength when we work out. Now it doesn't mean इस फोटो के अंदर एक डंबल बना हुआ है. It doesn't mean that you have to lift dumbbells. Let it come in the center. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you have to lift dumbbells. It means that you need to add strength in your workouts and training and exercise. Whether you are swimming, whether you are dancing, whether you are jogging, walking, whether you have gone to the gym. Okay. And in all this, what is most important in your metabolism is the biochemistry. And that is what is highlighted in blue. So I'll quickly go over breaking down of your food is very important. That's why you're supposed to enjoy a meal. You know, you should be able to get the right amount of digestive enzymes for various macro and micronutrients, and they should be able to be get into your gut or into your intestine properly. The absorption in your gut has to be good, and that is why gut is called the second brain. That is the jad from where all your problems start. So the absorption has to improve. Absorption of not only food, absorption of even the supplements and the medicine also, actually, what you are taking. So that absorption has to improve. Oxidative stress needs to improve in us, and this is very important. And basically, oxidative stress is a balance between the free radicals and the antioxidants. And these free radicals are what? They are compounds that can harm your body if they become dominant. And antioxidants are molecules that fight the free radicals. So when you have oxidative stress, what are the symptoms? You have fatigue, you have brain fog, memory loss, you have wrinkles, muscle pain, joint pain, etc. You know, graying of hair. You age faster. That is what is oxidative stress. Because oxidative stress damages your cells and tissues, and it affects your DNA. So you need to eat antioxidant rich foods. Vitamin D is a natural antioxidant. You need to take a lot of vitamin C in your diet. And I'm not talking about oranges. As much as we get confused when we talk about vitamin A, we think of carrots. And when we talk of vitamin C, we only think of oranges. Each and every vitamin C goli which people were having in COVID was orange in color. But no, there are foods which are richer in vitamin C than oranges. So be it amla, be it capsicums, be it sea buckthorn, there are so whole lot of foods which you can take for a vitamin C. They are rich in antioxidants. So be it your leafy greens, your almond skins. लोग almond का छिलका निकाल दे फेंक दे रहे हैं. So almond के छिलके में antioxidants है. So you need to take all that. Not only your cholesterol levels will come down, and cholesterol levels come down because your oxidative stress comes down. So you need to focus on oxidative stress. Hormonal imbalances will get sorted out. Your mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, I forgot to add one word here. The mitochondrial density also gets affected. Now, in a human cell, there can be one mitochondria, which is the the generator from where the power is generated. So there can be one mitochondria, or there can be more than one mitochondria. And then if you have got a mitochondrial dysfunctionality, फिर तो और भी problem हो गया. Then obviously you will need a kela or a badam in your stomach to go for a walk, because your cellular energy will be very poor. So mitochondrial density has to improve, and mitochondrial dysfunction has to improve. So once these things get sorted out, you get into a good metabolic, into a good metabolism. And if this slide was too confusing, I have made another slide on this, which is part 2 of this. That will be easier for you. Yeah. So I don't know whether you can understand. This bucket is your body, the human body. There are 2 taps. One tap is in the body itself, and there is one tap जिसमें से कुछ ना कुछ आपके body के अंदर गिर रहा है. So be it nutrition, be it your sleep, your recovery and rest, these are all coming into your body. And then the output is your exercise, your training, your work activity, stress management. Now both the taps are important, and you need to have a good control over both the taps. जब आपके दोनों नलके आपके कंट्रोल में होंगे, your body's metabolism will be good. Okay. Lastly, as I come to the end, you need to understand that just dieting, or just running a lot, or just being active, or just spending 1 hour in the golf course or 2 hours in the golf course is not enough to reverse an ailment. When you talk about reversing your ailment, it's a serious business. And that is why I've got a video in my YouTube, and I've picked up this slide from there. You need to punch your ailment away. And how do you punch? You punch with 5 fingers. अगर आपके पास 5 fingers नहीं होंगे, you cannot punch. So the first and the most important and the largest finger is your diet. The next is your exercise. The third is your fasting. Because if you don't diet and you don't eat the right diet, and after you have eaten the right diet and you presume that your absorption is improving now in the body and your cellular energy is improving, if you are not exercising it well, you cannot fast. Believe me, fasting is a science. It's a therapy being used to treat chronic disease like Alzheimer's and cancer. And this diabetes and all these insulin resistant issues like PCOD and fatty liver, these are nothing. I started on January 2018. In September, I was medicine free of all 4 ailments. So fasting, yes, but you have to fasting is not a punishment. It is not Karwa Chauth ka fast. Cellular energy is zero. You are dying when the moon will come out. That is not fasting. That is a punishment. But yes, it has become a punishment because now we have eaten so wrong that our body has got oxidative stress. The cells are malnourished or undernourished. So obviously we are not able to fast well. तो एकादशी का उपवास करना चाहिए, पर एकादशी के उपवास के साथ साथ उसके पहले जो 13 दिन है उसमें सही खाना चाहिए. करवा चौथ का व्रत पनिशमेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. And for last 3 years now or 4 years now, I am in my health group, doing Karwa Chauth with ladies who do Karwa Chauth. We don't have it in Bengal, so my wife doesn't do it. But I find it, the ladies find it very amusing. Sir, आप तो हमारा करवा चौथ का व्रत इससे ज्यादा कराते हो. Fasting is a science. You need to understand that and do it correctly. It's not a punishment. I'm repeating, and that is why fasting is 3rd in my list. If you don't eat the right way, if you don't eat the right food, and if your food is not utilized in your body correctly, if you don't exercise, because if you don't exercise, your food will not be used up in the body. You have to exercise for that. So once you do these two things correct, you'll be able to fast better. Okay. And then comes stress management. No, it's a topic in itself, and we all are undergoing a lot of stress in our life, and it's playing havoc. It's playing literally havoc. So if you have any of these issues like oxidative stress, etc., and on top of that you add stress, then it's a very, very dangerous situation. So we need to manage our stress better, which includes sleep, which includes recovery from an exercise. That's also stress management, because your body undergoes not only emotional stress, it also undergoes physical stress. So all types of stress needs to be managed properly. And the last, which I have penned down is vitamin D, because this is a vitamin, as I said, this is a natural antioxidant. Vitamin D and obesity, aap Google karo. Vitamin D and PCOD, aap Google karo. Vitamin D and hypertension, aap Google karo. You will find, yeah, vitamin D har jagah apna tang ghusa ke rakha hua. It's so important. And these all studies are of last 2012-13 onwards. Last 10 years, people have done such extensive research on vitamin D, and most of us in our society, in our social circles, I meet and I interact, I find they're deficient of vitamin D. Children are deficient of vitamin D. So you need to focus on vitamin D when it comes to good health and definitely reversal of your illness. So what is important? The cohesive application holds the key. It is better that you put in 60% of effort in all the 5 things than to put 200 effort in dieting and 0% effort in other things. So a cohesive application of all, to whatever extent you can, will show you positive results. If you are very well focused and you cohesively apply all the 5 fingers in your punch, the results will be, very forthcoming. Okay. And once you are doing all that, ultimately you are doing it with an aim, and hence the result card is very, very important. We cannot be groping in the dark. मेरा standard dialogue है मेरे YouTube videos में, नतीजे अपने आप बोलेंगे. It doesn't matter whether Gautam Guha consulted the top diabetologist of India or the world. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. Today, if my triglycerides are in double figures, and mind you, I'll just like to highlight here, my health group knows every year I put my health record card twice in a year. Being a Fauji, I lead by example. I cannot be having high triglycerides and then advising people that what all they should eat to reverse their hypertension or their dyslipidemia. I cannot be having fasting sugars more than 90 and then trying to be helping people in reversal of diabetes. I lead by example. And believe me, it is not difficult. It is not just that I have just reversed and I'm trying to give a lecture. That happened in 2019. This is 2022. The community has grown around me. And one of the key things for anybody who is in the reversal phase, it is your result card. Now, something like a fasting glucose taken on a glucometer can be done every day or every alternate day or twice a week, depending on your health condition and what is your state and what you want to achieve. Something like measuring your body weight can be done every day. Blood pressure can be monitored regularly. There is a way in which you monitor your blood pressure. All these machines, be it glucometer or the BP machine, they all have errors. That's fine. But there is a method to the madness. So we need to track it. So if we are sincere and we start tracking, if we start doing our regular blood reports, and what all, no, I can't specify. But yes, vitamin D is important, as I said. If you have got issues related, your basic metabolic profile is very important. You cannot be doing inverted commas, a keto diet to lose weight so that your diabetes goes away and then you end up having issue with your creatinine or with your uric acid. That's stupidity. I have people who do that. There's somebody who was trying to reverse diabetes has come back with a fatty liver. How can you have a fatty liver if you are addressing the root cause? So we need to monitor our health. We need to do our blood tests regularly. I do it twice a year because I feel I don't have. But in 2018, I was doing it every 15 or 20 days. I was crazy actually. I've got all that in my file. So almost every month I was doing my blood counts to see how am I improving. Otherwise, how will you know that what you are eating, what you are doing is correct or not? So for motivation and to be on track, you have to be result driven. Okay. I don't want to promote my YouTube channel. That's not my intention at all. Please, I never do that. मैंने अपने किसी भी YouTube वीडियो में ये नहीं बोला कि क्या वो लाइक करें और बेल आइकॉन दबाएं. I don't even say all that. So I don't say all those things. I am showing the slide to tell you that in today's 1 hour, and I've already shot by 1 hour, by 10 minutes. In today's 1 hour of 10 minutes of talk, it was seemingly impossible for me to touch this topic of bye-bye diabetes and obesity. It is something which has taken me more than 15 YouTube videos, each video of 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to explain how you can reverse diabetes. It's not easy that I can, just take a talk and explain it. And hence, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will find videos on understanding what is exactly type 2 diabetes. My starting line is कि ये चीनी की बीमारी नहीं है. आपने चीनी खाना बंद कर दिया, आपने मीठा खाना बंद कर दिया, आपने कोई एहसान नहीं किया किसी को. That is not the way you should look at diabetes. I speak about insulin resistance. I speak about how to make your body insulin sensitive. I have got videos on weight loss and fat loss in specific. So how do you lose fat? What is the science behind it? What should be your approach? Where do you stand in the spectrum and how do you apply? I have got 4 videos on that. I have got videos on how to exercise correctly, how to manage your stress. I have got number of videos on diet. So I've just shown one of them, 5 foods to avoid. I've got foods what you must eat. I've got other videos on carbohydrates, etc. So you must see that. And I also have a video number 29, wherein I speak about how to reduce medicines in reversal of diabetes. These days, if you go to any social media platform, you'll find a whole lot of people trying to, do it commercially, reversal of diabetes. And they are doing it good, but they are going wrong fundamentally at one place. And that is making people leave their medicines very, very prematurely because they want to just score a point. मैंने आपका 3 महीने में diabetes reversal करा दिया. So if you had a HbA1c of 8 or 9 or 10 and your HbA1c is 6.2, that is not reversal of diabetes. That is good sugar control. That is not reversal of diabetes. So when I found that after following my videos, people were getting good results and they were leaving their medicines on their own, I had to make this video. When and how to reduce your medicines and diabetes reversal. Okay. I have got videos on fasting. I've got specific videos also. I have not listed out everything. I've got videos on hypertension, on hypothyroidism. I had a question on hypothyroidism. It is very simple. It is a very simple plan, but it has to be executed ruthlessly. That's the problem. I am an infantry guy. हम लोग पैदल सैनिक हैं. हमको सिखाया गया है कि प्लान को सिंपल बनाओ, उसका एग्जीक्यूशन रूथलेस करो. So you must see my video on hypothyroidism. How do you improve your T3 and T4 production? How does the T4 hormone convert? It's again hormones. The whole game is about hormonal balance. So your T4 has to convert into T3 and then the T3 has to enter into your cells. And then your TSH will automatically come down. It will come down. You reduce your medicine. So I have got other videos also on PCOD, on acidity, etc. You can have a look at that. In the end, if I have to summarize, then how do I do that? Well, we need to eat correct, eat as per our health. We cannot copy and paste a diet. We cannot take a fat loss diet of Rujuta Divekar, fat loss diet of Shilpa Shetty. We cannot do that. We have to understand our body's dynamics, and that's the problem. That's the issue. But yes, we need to eat correct. We need to eat nutritionally dense. We need to stop snacking. I have written 3 meals. If you are chronic, if you've got severe ailments, you need to come down to 2 meals. दबा के खाओ, खाने के बाद उस एनर्जी को जनरेट करना सीखो, करवाओ अपने बॉडी को, धीरे धीरे अपने बॉडी को स्ट्रांग बनाओ. You don't have to jump into anything. Once you are able to eat well and this, you also need to supplement it with good exercise. Get active. Focus on NEAT also, as I said. It's not about 1 hour of cardio, 1 hour of exercise, 1 hour of Zumba. It is also about how you are leading your life. Just imagine it is 6:30. I'm standing here since 4:30. God bless me. For 2 hours I'm standing. It's my life. It's my advantage. Okay. We need to focus on our sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep. We are sleep deprived society now. Before sleep, we want to see the reels. We want to use our phone. We are using the blue screen so often. We are 24/7, into chronic stress. We have forgotten our hobbies. We want to go to the park and just laugh, because they say laughter is a therapy. That laughter is not a therapy. Laughing from within, being happy. Happiness is a therapy. You cannot be tensed in the morning, have a fight with your wife, be tensed about 2 more things about your professional thing, then go to the park and do ha 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 ha. That's not how you manage your cortisol levels. That's not the way that your adrenal glands will say thank you to you. They will say कितना बड़ा बेवकूफ है, मेरे को 24 घंटे स्ट्रेस में लगता है, यहाँ पे भी आके जोर जोर से चिल्ला रहा है. Adrenal gland आपको हंसेगा आपके ऊपर. Okay, so we need to understand how to manage stress, how to manage sleep. These are important facets. On top of that, I'm not talking about sunlight. I've made sunlight to depict vitamin D. Your vitamin D is critical. That's important. You need to take vitamin D from your diet, from supplements. If that's the way it is, we can't be under the sun for such a long time, unfortunately. So when all this happens, yes, you are on the right direction. But for all this to happen, there is something that you need to have, and that is, oh, sorry. I'm sorry. You need to have 3 Ds. And what are the 3 Ds? The 3 Ds are desire. You cannot just imagine and everything will happen like a magic. You have to have that. आपके अंदर वो ज्वाला होनी चाहिए. You have to have that burning desire in you. You have to have that drive and determination. And self-discipline is of paramount importance. You cannot reverse an ailment if you are not disciplined in life. So these 3 Ds are a must. But it's also a fact that most of us are able to muster these 3 Ds. And we undertake a journey of good health. But still we fail. And that is because the 4th D is missing. And that is where I try to talk and help people and try to show them the right way. And that 4th D is your direction. You cannot be on the wrong direction with all the desire and discipline and determination. You have to be on the right track. So yes, I am there on WhatsApp. This is my number. All and sundry, they reach out to me. It's there on my YouTube videos. So people who don't know me, obviously, every day I interact with a number of people. Those whom I feel they should be joining any of the health groups, I make them add. My health group is in Telegram application. Otherwise, I'm not very active, but I just try to post something of information, something of informative value on my Insta and Facebook and Twitter and all that. But yes, once I re-attire, probably I'll get more active. But yes, this is the one where I have my health groups. And this is my WhatsApp number. I am there on YouTube by my name. And the good thing is that by end of next month, I'm going to have a website. I've decided on the domain name. So this also will be happening very soon. I only hope that in 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I'm already 6:30, in 1 hour and 25 minutes, I'm able to convey something. I've finished. And I'll just stop sharing, Ashish, and hand over to you for the Q&A and the second part of the webinar today.
Thank you, Colonel Gautam, for such an awesome session. There have been so many takeaways. I have been sitting and taking down my notes, and I'm sure everybody who's here has immensely benefited from the many insights, eye-opening insights that you have shared today. Before we open the session up for Q&A, we would like to have your feedback. Many of you have been posting on the chat the amazing session that is and the awesome insights that you're getting. But please take 30 seconds to share with us your feedback. And once you have filled out the Google form, please type FD. Thank you, Dipankar, for that comment. He says it's really inspirational story. Completely agree with that. And friends, while you're filling out the feedback form, we will quickly like to share with you that we have an amazing session coming up next Saturday. Colonel Gautam Guha spoke about stress management, and we have a session on sound therapy, which will help you, understand how we can use our own sound and body movement to reduce stress. So please join our community. Many of you have already joined the community using the link shared in the chat. In case you have not yet joined the community, please join the WhatsApp group so that you get to know about the awesome sessions that we conduct every weekend. And now, friends, we will be happy to take your questions. Please keep giving us your feedback by filling out the feedback form. And please keep joining the community. Please raise your hand using the reactions button. There is a raise hand option, and we will like to take your questions one by one. Please keep your cameras on as you ask your question. Alternatively, you can shoot your questions in the chat and we will take them up one by one. The link for the feedback form is in the chat. And one thing which Colonel Guha didn't share, he has been standing for 2 hours, and he is doing this session almost at the end of his 30-hour fasting. So nobody, will can imagine that, here is a person who has been fasting for 30 hours and has got such high energy levels, standing and delivering this session for 2 hours, not even a sip of water, just going on passionately sharing his knowledge with everybody so selflessly. More power to you, Colonel Gautam Guha. May you keep inspiring and helping people.
No, I don't do this 30 hours fasting. It's just a coincidence. I do a long fast with my group, and yes, I do it so that they feel that their mentor is with them. Correct. Otherwise, I can leave it to them. So if अगर कोई बहुत extreme काम कर रहा है, मुझे उसके साथ होना चाहिए. That's what I feel. I don't require to fast for 30 hours today. But yes, there are many in my group who need to fast, who have reached that level where they can fast for 30 hours. And the results are amazing. I will not speak for them. One day they will speak for me. But yes, to give them company, to tell them that I am with you, and I am very much, holding your hands. I fast with them, and this is just a monthly feature. And coincidentally, it happened today. So I had my meal yesterday evening, and I'm going to yesterday afternoon, and now we are going to have a meal at.
That's truly inspirational, Colonel Gautam. Friends, if you have questions,
cellular energy. Yeah.
Amazing insights. But these are yes, Shashi, please go on. Please put on your camera and share your question.
Yes, this will be interesting, and this is what I wanted.
On the camera also. Okay. So Colonel Guha, good afternoon. Wonderful session. Fantastic. Okay. So now a couple of things. I try to be somewhere in trying to yeah, okay. Fine. So I try to be, do all the things and collect my macros and count my macros, etc. On fasting specifically. So I don't have any, so I also track everything, and I try to do some of the things that you said. On fasting specifically, what happens is, when I try and fast, I'd like to, because it's, I understand that, you said 2 square meals, low bakti roti, that's what's needed. But I hit the wall, right? The proverbial wall when I'm fasting. So after about 8 to 10 hours, probably glycogen depletion or whatever, it is like I've hit after 10 kilometers. And it's sort of, my eyes and nose start watering, and I start, those kind of really these things. So how do we get over that and do proper fasting? I'd like to do that, but I am unable to do that physiologically.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine, sir. Okay, I'll be specific, sir. First thing, what you should do is you should eat after 10 hours. That's what your body is telling you. Your body is telling you very, very simple. Communication with the body is very important. So if your body is telling you after 10 hours that it's giving you symptoms that you should put some food, you should put the food, period.
Okay.
The only thing is that you should not put a wrong food. So this is the first thing that you should do. The second thing that you should do is that after 24 hours have elapsed and you have come to the next day, and when you are now sitting down to eat your meal before the fast, whatever time of the day, you must consciously look into that meal and improve the nutritional density of that meal. Because yesterday your body gave up after whatever 8, 9 hours or 10 hours.
Right.
Today you don't want that to happen. So today you need to look at the nutritional intake in a little different manner, in a better manner, nutritionally dense. So how will it become? You need to probably add more vegetables. You need to pick up the vegetables correct. You need to add more nuts. You need to add healthy fats. That is primarily omega-3. So omega-3 fatty acids, be it from olives or olive oil, or be it from fish, or be it from...
I have fish oil capsules. I have everything.
Yes. So you need to look into your nutrition a little better, because that's what is going to fuel you after 8 or 9 or 10 hours. Point number one.
Okay.
Point number two, sir, as you asked me this question, I don't know your health condition. You mentioned about glycogen stores. In a healthy body, the glycogen stores will not even be touched. Unless and until you are trying to do something. So whether you have gone for an exercise in these 8-10 hours or whether you're not, and that is why exercise is very important for the food that has gone inside. So what we generally follow in a long fasting, or it should be done even in a normal intermittent fasting, is that once you have eaten your food, before that and after that you should not be having water, so that the food is not diluted and your stomach acids and enzymes, they're able to break down your food properly. And that will also entail that your gut nutritional absorption is better. You need to look at your pre and probiotic intake. If required, you can take a supplement. Just go on Amazon and take a pre and probiotic supplement of 50,000 billion or something like that, so that you get that. Otherwise, include things like curd, etc. in your diet. Include fiber in your diet so that your gut health improves. Once your gut health improves, your absorption will improve. Once your absorption improves, hopefully your cellular absorption will also improve. Once your cellular absorption improves, your energy generation will be much cleaner and much better. You will not be dependent. And then from 11, you will be able to go to 13 or 14 hours. Now, while I say this, I didn't have all these ideas. I couldn't speak like this when in 2018 when I was doing it.
Right.
So I was as naive or as like anybody else. Yaar, abhi karu kya? 12 घंटे बाद भूख लग रहा है. I need to do something. So yes, for that also there are answers. So it's like drinking water or taking a cold water shower, etc. But no, what you should do is that you should, before your fast, add certain healthy fats in your diet very, very consciously. Best is to have, I was in Trivandrum, so coconut oil was plenty, and being a Bengali, coconut oil, I like the taste. If you like the taste, fine. If you can buy MCT oil, which is medium chain triglycerides and a cleaner version of coconut oil, or a more refined version of coconut oil, you can have MCT oil in your black coffee or something and have it before your fasting starts. While you are fasting, include salt in your, so that you don't get cramps. Have a lot of lime water, just pure lime and water. Have black coffee. If you are not hypothyroid, if you have got thyroid, then you cannot have coffee beans. But if you don't have thyroid, you can take coffee. So like that, there are certain tricks of the trade that you do, because it could be that your body is at the initial stage of trying to adjust into a fasting protocol.
Okay. Understood. Let me see. Thanks a lot.
Right.
Thank you, Colonel Gautam. We have two more questions in the chat. One is what to look out for as markers of seemingly distress signal above 50. This is a question from Mr. Vikas Sheth.
The first, that's it. Shall I answer?
Yeah, there's one more, but we will take that later.
Okay, fine. The first thing is your symptoms.
Yes.
Symptoms. The symptoms are the first thing that the body communicates. Then you go for a blood test. So what are the symptoms that you should see for is your strength, your urination, frequency of urination, your thirst, your oxidative stress, that is your pain in joints, pain in your muscles. I won't come to things like wrinkles and aging, etc. But yes, I think these are enough to give you an indicator that you need to. Fatigue, yes, definitely fatigue. Oxidative stress, first thing is fatigue. If you are not feeling energetic the whole day, it's always good. And you said over 50 as it is, you should get your blood test done. Now, what all are the levels? Now, when we do a blood test from any of the diagnostic centers, on the right-hand side, there's a reference range. And we generally, give ourselves a judgment whether our health is good or not. Well, those reference ranges are for the medical professionals. to intervene. I'm repeating. So I'll give an example now. So there is, say, for example, let's take triglycerides. 150 is normal. If you have 151, doctor will not tell you, no cardiologist will tell you anything. If you have 175, they will warn you. If you have 160, they will tell you, thoda sa careful ho jao. If you have got 200, they will probably give you medicine. If you have 250, they will definitely give you a statin. Or they will put you under some drugs. Or they will tell you to come again after some days. They will get very serious with you. Now, these are standards laid out for medical intervention. उसके बाद वो आपको statin ही देंगे, दवाई ही देंगे. You can take example of anything. But I say that this health card is not of the doctor. It is my health card. This is my report card. Now, I need to look at it with a different lens. I cannot look at it from the doctor's perspective. Bhai, main doctor to hui nahi. Ab, how do I look at my own health card from my own perspective? I have to lay down little stricter timelines. I have to be little more careful, especially when you are over 40s and 50s. So yes, when it comes to triglycerides, in my group, it is 100. And you can just check out guys who are into serious eating, correct application of punch, triglycerides below 100. We reduce medicines, we reduce statins once your triglycerides comes below 90. I am not a doctor, I am repeating, I am a pure infantry soldier. I think very, very simple. Blood sugar level, why should it be 100? Why should it be 100? Why should I feel very happy that I am 99? And my fasting blood glucose is 99, so I am very good. No, it's a clear indicator. So it's something like your child, when he or she was in school or college or wherever, and he or she got 65 marks. Did you say, beta, very good, you have passed? Because 35 is the fail? No, you are worried. Why are you getting 65? Why aren't you getting 85? Yeah? So every human being's body, every single day will tell a different story. You go to the same diagnostic center, give your same blood. A different health card will come tomorrow. The sugar levels are different in different fingers. The sugar level here and in the vein will be different and in the brain will be different. It's a body, it's not a robot. So we have to understand that. And as individuals, when it comes to my own health card, I need to be a little better. So in my health group, anything above 90 is danger mark. I just don't. When it comes to reversal, in my YouTube video, because I'm putting it in a public platform and I have shown it to some doctors, and I've got very good feedbacks from some renowned medical professionals on this. So I had to carefully choose my words. And I said that, okay, only when your sugar level stabilizes between 70 and 85, we will reduce your diabetic medicines. But in my health group, the standard is pure 75. You have to come down to 75, 70, even below that. Because by the time you're working out to 70, there are other dynamics in your body. There's something called a GKI or a glucose ketone index, which is playing in your body. So you are even happy at a fasting blood sugar of 60 and nothing is happening to you. You're going for a 5-kilometer walk with 60 blood sugar. But that is the time when we reduce your insulin and you don't get hypoglycemia. And that same person would get hypoglycemic symptoms at a sugar level of 100 because that person always had sugar levels of 200 throughout his life or for past 15 years, 10 years. 180, 175, 165, 200. Now suddenly, we get into this community and we are trying to do something and my sugar level drops to 100 or 112. I know of people in my group who at 112 have called me. Gautam, I had something, and generally they have chocolates and sugars. But now in my group, nobody has that. They know what to eat. Because my body was shivering. I checked and my sugar level was 110. So I immediately took some sweets. That's a hypoglycemia signature coming in your body because your body is always elevated sugars. That same person, after 2-3 months, is comfortable at 80, comfortable at 70. Fasting sugar I'm talking about. So what lines to draw and what are the indicators? So it's basically your glucose profile, your lipid profile. And when I say lipid profile, it is more to do about your triglyceride and HDL ratio. Your triglyceride, which is supposed to be 150, and let's go by that mark. Let's not take my standards, 150. Your HDL is supposed to be above 50. हम लोगों का HDL कम है, 37, 35. You check your health cards. That's because we are not eating the right fats. We are afraid of eating fats. That's because we are not exercising. And that's why your VLDL, very low density lipoprotein, is also less because it's directly linked with your triglycerides. And we are always falling prey to the total cholesterol. Total cholesterol is sum total of your LDL, HDL, and 20% triglycerides. That is what is total cholesterol. So if our total cholesterol goes beyond 200, we are very worried. We should look at our triglyceride to HDL ratio. Our HDLs must be higher than 50. We should be active. And if you are active, if you go for a 1 hour of workout and you're generally active and your NEAT is very good, non-exercise active thermogenesis is good, you are not slouching in your sofa and in your bed the whole day, you are working at home and you are going for your evening or morning one workout, it's enough to keep your HDL above 50. Eat the healthy fats, the essential fats. And then once you eliminate junk food, processed food, white sugars, white refined carbohydrates, your LDLs will come down. It will come down below 100. Once your LDLs are down, your triglycerides will also come down. And then you have a very healthy triglyceride to HDL ratio, which should be and must be less than 2.5. It is a written medical document that anything more than 2.5 is insulin resistant. It indicates severe insulin resistance in your body. So you may be fooled by a sugar reading of 89, whereas your other markers may be very clearly indicating that you're insulin resistant. Other than your lipid profile, your liver enzymes, basic SGOT, SGPT, they should be well within range, less than what is laid out. You should, because that's a clear indicator of fat in your liver. Your liver cells having fat deposit around it, which is not good. It's also called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or it is called NASH. You should not reach that stage. Kidney is of paramount importance, kidney health. You all are aware of what happened to late ministers Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley. You know, diabetes, and then diabetes-related renal issues, diabetes-related liver issues. High sugars create havoc in the body. It is worse than cocaine. It's worse than any of the drugs. So I think these are enough, and definitely vitamin D and B12. So I think what you should be checking, I think it is vitamin D, vitamin B12, your lipid profile, your sugar profile, your kidney and liver function tests. That is enough. That should be able to give you generally if things are in order or not. If something is abnormally high or low, you need to go for various things. Complete blood count is something that you can do annually, and you should generally know that your other parameters, be it your platelet counts, etc., RBC, WBC, they are all fine. And I'm not going technical about iron and iron deficiency. Yes, diabetes and anemia have a direct relationship. So your TIBC is supposed to be, your TIBC gets affected, your total iron binding capacity, your other factors get affected like ferritin and all that. Your hemoglobin should be good, but I'm not getting into that. मैं क्या खा रहा हूं और मेरा मेटाबॉलिज्म कैसा हो रहा है, उसको कैसे चेक करना है? मेरा लिवर किडनी का फंक्शन सही होना चाहिए, और मेरा ग्लूकोज प्रोफाइल और हार्ट का या कोलेस्ट्रॉल का जो लिपिड प्रोफाइल है, that should be in order. Along with that, my vitamin D level should be good. That's it.
Thank you so much, Colonel Gautam, for that very comprehensive answer. I think that will help a lot of people. We have one more question, which is it okay to eat fruits during fasting?
No, that's not fasting at all.
Okay.
I mean, when did eating become fasting? So I will tell you, I'll give you the answer. I'll give you the correct answer. Fasting is when your pancreas is at rest. Pancreas is not being forced to secrete or discharge or release or push out bolus insulin. Fasting also means that your liver is getting active because you're not eating anything. So now liver has to generate some food after some time. So fasting is not about eating fruits or eating anything. No, that's not fasting. Now, since I gave you a technical answer, and when we are looking at fasting, not from a religious point of view, but purely from a health point of view, yes, drinking water is absolutely fine in fasting, but there are people who do dry fasting. And there are advantages. There are medical proven advantages of dry fasting also. But in general, fasting, yes, water. And along with water, you can take things like a black coffee. Now, you cannot ask me, can I take 15 cups of black coffee? Obviously, it will trigger an insulin response. You cannot take a coffee Americano, which is really made in America, in which there is so much of caffeine, जिससे कि हमारा 10 cup coffee बन जाएगा घर में. So we have to see that. But yes, couple of cups of black coffee, some nimbu pani, because nimbu also has got carbs, but very less carbohydrates. And if you take too much of nimbu pani too frequently, it will again elicit a hormonal response, or insulin response. So I think इतना कोई पीता नहीं है, but pani, nimbu pani, coffee, green tea, all these without sugar, without any artificial sweeteners, because they have a chemical response to your hormones. Once you avoid all that, you are good to go. There are certain doctors like Dr. I think Dikshit, he talks about taking tomatoes. I don't agree. I've tested in my group. I've tested on my own body. If you eat tomatoes, your insulin goes up, your glucose goes up. You cannot take tomatoes. There are certain foreign doctors and foreign YouTube channels and foreign people who are practicing about reversals who talk that in fasting you can take bone broth. I really don't know. I tried bone broth at home, chicken bone broth, it doesn't work out. I think it is not about, fasting is not about looking at options ki kya kar sakte hai fasting mein. That is where we are going wrong technically. Sir, मेरे को कल फास्टिंग करना है, अब ये बताइए मैं फास्टिंग में क्या क्या खा सकता हूं? अरे फास्टिंग कर रहे हो तो खाना क्यों है? You ask me फास्टिंग के टाइम करना क्या है? I will give you full 1 hour of talk on that. What all you should do in fasting. Just now Ashish mentioned that in my group we all are fasting for 30 hours. 30 hours. We have fasted for 48 and 72 hours. I don't do 72 because people in my group, they are on diabetic medicines. तो कल जब इन्होंने दोपहर को 12:30 बजे खाया था तो उन्होंने दवाइयां इंसुलिन ले ली थी और कल दोपहर को 12:30 से फास्टिंग कर रहे हैं. आज शाम को 6:30 बजे फास्ट तोड़ना था पर 7 बज चुका है. अब मैं आधे घंटे बाद खाऊंगा. So it's okay. And I am talking in front of you. And this is my energy level. I can go for a 5-kilometer run right now. I don't have to even take a gulp of water. That's because you have to generate that right thing in this. So fasting is not about eating. It's about the right mindset. It is about generating the right metabolic cycle in your body. And believe me, those who are not from my group and they are listening to me, there are so many in my group right now listening who are at a fasted state of 29-30 hours. They have built up to that. These same people, they could not fast for 8 hours. As Mr. Shashidhar rightly asked, कि मेरे को 10 घंटे बाद मेरे पेट में गुदगुदी होती है, मेरे डांस होता है, मेरे को लगता है कुछ खाना चाहिए. Yes, that's a normal thing. So yes, fasting is fasting. Fasting is generating mitochondrial density. I'm not getting into detail, but if today I have fasted for 30 hours and I've got energy, it is because I've been able to generate more mitochondria in my cells. And I, in my talks, even in my offline talks, I tell everybody to keep their mobiles in silent mode. I say, as I'm speaking, you browse. The information is in your hand. So you people must browse about mitochondrial density and fasting. But it is not a punishment. You have to build up to that. Or it's a cycle, ना? एक दूसरे के ऊपर है. एक दूसरे का समन्वय होना चाहिए. तो जब आप सही फास्ट करोगे तो आपके माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया बढ़ेंगे. आपका माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया बढ़ेगा, वो एनर्जी जनरेट करेगा. अब आप एक उस लाइफ स्टाइल को पकड़ लोगे, then it will be very easy for you. So how to start? Start with whatever you can fast. 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. रात को 10 बजे खाओ, उसके बाद सुबह 6 बजे खाते हो आप. So that is equivalent to 8 hours of fasting. That's your state right now. That is how bad you are. And then build up to 10 hours and 10 and a half hours and 11 hours and 12 hours. And yes, when you open and browse intermittent fasting, सबसे पहले आता 16-8, 16 घंटे का fasting. I'm not telling you to do that. Because that's a templated thing. Do a 16-8 fasting or 18-6 fasting. That is intermittent fasting. So you skip your breakfast. I don't use words like breakfast in my group because it is a fallacy. It gives you a wrong negative mindset. Sir, मैं breakfast थोड़ा late कर लूं. ये क्या question है यार? ये पूरा question का framing ही गलत है. Sir, मैं brunch कर सकता हूं क्या? These words have been coined by I don't know whom, Britishers. I don't even know what is the source of this, but I use the word first meal of the day, second meal of the day, last meal of the day. That's it. It gives a lot of clarity that at 6 in the evening, I'm having my last meal of the day. There are people in my group who have shed 30 kilos of body weight. They have shed their medicines, but they have been eating their last meal of the day at 10 o'clock. So this is also not correct that you have to eat by evening. Yes, it makes a lot of sense if you finish your last meal before sunset, or if you have your last meal early, it makes a lot of sense. But there are people from different walks of life who don't have time to, who get time only to cook at 9 in the night. So he eats his meal at 10 in the night. But then he is still fasting, whichever way he can manage. So it is not important that everybody joins. I'm just giving my example. I don't give that. Everybody joins Gautam Guha. So Gautam Guha gives a diet plan to reverse thyroid, a diet plan to reverse. No, that's not the way it works. Gautam Guha will tell you, okay, now it is 10 o'clock. All of you have a smoothie. Okay, now it is 2 o'clock. All of you have a bowl of sprouts. Damn it, how do I know Mr. Vikas Seth or Sonia or Shashidhar or Ashish, what are they doing in their life the whole day today? I don't even know. So how can I dictate that you're going to have a bowl of sprouts right now? I don't even know what is their creatinine levels, what is their kidney function, how does their kidney function. I don't even know that. So it is not like that. It is each to himself and herself. In my group, it is like that. And my group has been running for 3.5 years. I've got more than 100 success stories to share. Stories in which it is not just about 10 kgs or 20 kgs or 30 kgs. By the way, the highest in my group is 43 kgs. They have taken out a person. He's taken out a person from himself and thrown out 43 kgs. And there are amazing stories of somebody who at 58 was diabetic, 58 kgs, became 54 and is back again to 58 and is all medicine free. Wow. There are people at the age of the highest or the eldest, if I use the correct word, is 66 years. At 66 years, people have left their insulin and medicines. Yes, my father is still a diabetic, he's 80. He cannot reverse. He cannot reverse at the age of, he couldn't have reversed at the age of 79. He's chronic diabetic for 45 years. I have written in my blog, I've spoken in my first YouTube channel as to how my father and his condition provoked me and, it pushed me into all this. I just couldn't see the sight of my father taking insulin injections before every meal. So, yes, there are all types of examples. But we need to keep the basics correct. We should not be just blindly following कि fasting ऐसे ही करना है. हाँ, 16 घंटे के फास्टिंग में आपको कुछ बेनिफिट मिलेगा, 18 घंटे में कुछ मिलेगा. और अगर आप अपने आप को उतना ताकतवर बना सकते कि आप OMAD 1 meal a day, आप 23 घंटे का फास्टिंग कर सकते हैं, it will give you different benefits. And in my YouTube video on fasting, I finished at 23 hours because I felt that there is no need to make a video for 30 hours and 48 hours for reversal of diabetes and reversal of insulin resistance. But now in the group, we do long fasts also once in a month. So fasting has to be understood in the right perspective. Fasting is not about what to eat. Fasting is not about fasting की थाली, करवा चौथ की थाली, एकादशी की थाली हल्दीराम बना के आपको खिला रहा है. सर इसके अंदर लहसुन नहीं है, प्याज नहीं है, ये खिचड़ी है, वो है, ये दाना है, वो दाना है, कुट्टू का आटा है, फंडाने का. I don't know, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Where are we going? I mean, where does kuttu ka atta come? Which holy scripture says? And even if it says, I will not believe it. Because I only and only believe results. That's it, pure and simple. अगर आपका डायबिटीज कुट्टू का आटा खा के ठीक हो जाता तो कर लो ठीक, वरना अपने आप को बेवकूफ मत बनाओ ऐसे फास्टिंग के नाम पे. You are not here to, I'm sorry, I'm giving example of Haldiram because that's where we go. And when we go to Haldiram, you find, in a season, they are selling उपवास के नाम पे थाली, and we are buying it. लोग मिलता नहीं है वो कुट्टू के आटे की पूड़ी का पता नहीं कौन सा प्लेट बनाते, वो तो यार लखनऊ में मिलता ही नहीं है अगर आपने टाइम से ऑर्डर नहीं किया तो. So we are falling prey to all this, and we need to just see that what is fasting, what is the science of fasting, what is the rationale behind it, what is the logic behind it. Is it about eating or is it about something else? If it is something about else, that should be my focus area. Are we supposed to eat correct for fasting? Yes. Yes, it is of paramount importance. You cannot eat 2 chapatis and a plate of rice and dal and then fast for 40 hours and 80 hours. You can't. And I don't want to scare people too much in this thing. There are some crazy guys in my group, and my group is there are certain people from Bhutan. Crazy guys. इसी लैपटॉप में अभी खोल के दिखा सकता हूँ. 27 days fasting from Bhutan. 27 days. Can you imagine? I have never fasted beyond 40 hours, honestly. But this guy is doing 27 days, going for a trek on the 27th day. Of course, he lost weight. And now he just did it once. He wanted to see. Yes, I am Gautam, but there is another Gautam, much before me, Siddharth. That Mr. Siddharth, that Mr. Gautam Buddha, ultimately did not eat anything in Bodh Gaya under the tree for whatever 59 days. These are not made up stories. These are actual things. Rishi Munis उपवास करते थे 2-3 दिन 4 दिन, बड़ा नॉर्मल है. हम लोगों को ये नॉर्मल लगता है that the moment we take our car and go out and we are driving from Lucknow to Delhi or from Pune to Bombay, we look left and right and pick up a chips ka packet, pick up a biscuit ka packet, pick up this, look for a joint, and the more fancier the joint, we want to put on the Google eateries en route. Are we hungry? And if we are hungry, definitely stop at an eatery and eat well and eat to your full. But after that, after 1 hour, again, don't look for an eatery. There's something drastically wrong in your body. So we are falling prey to something else. We are falling prey to a packet which packages by writing 2-minute noodles, and we want to, eat that because the 2 minute is easy for us. We don't have time to cook. Okay. So much so, fasting is fasting. Fasting is not eating. When we think about fasting, we have to think correctly. That is most important. And a fasting can only be complemented by eating well. I gave example to Mr. Shashidhar when he was asking me. You need to relook at your diet plate, what you are eating. If you have to increase magnesium intake by increasing the amount of seeds, you need to do that. If you need to increase the green veggies, you need to do that. If you need to reduce something, you need to do that. If you need to eat one more egg, and you find that after eating that egg, I don't feel hungry for next 14 hours, so be it. That's the right food for you, and that's the right way it is. So, and of course, issues like your gut health, etc., is also important. If you don't exercise, if you just eat, and in your punch, you are only utilizing this finger, you're not even focusing on the exercise, and you want to fast, you are negating one finger. And if you don't exercise, how will your mitochondrial density improve? Just by eating, it will not improve. Just by fasting, it will not improve. आप fast कर ही नहीं पाओगे. Your hormonal secretions will be different because you're feeling hungry after 13 hours, 14 hours, but you are not eating because somebody told you that 16-8 fasting करने से आपका अच्छा हो जाएगा. Because you want to fast for 16 hours, you are jabardasti doing 16 hours fasting. That is wrong. And then you look for various things. So the correct way to look at it is that if today my body is able to fast for 14 hours, so be it. Period. But after 14 hours, when you eat correct. Look into your nutritional intake. Look into what you did and how active you were for 24 hours and focus on that and improve your activity level. You will find that you're able to fast better. Improve your sleep. You'll be able to fast better. These 5 fingers, it took me a lot of time to make this concept of punch. And believe me, anyone who is suffering from any ailment, if you just focus on the cohesive application of punch, you will find that each and everything is complementing each other, except maybe vitamin D. But vitamin D भी exercise करोगे तो बढ़ता है. But vitamin D के लिए you may have to take supplements. And the moment you focus on all these 5 things, you'll find that now you're able to exercise better. Now you're able to fast easier. Now you're able to do the balance things easy. Your sleep has improved. So everything is complementary to each other. So yes, fasting is pure fasting. And I hope I have been able to, sort of get your thoughts in the right direction. No fruits at all. Fruit is out of question. That is not fasting at all. But yes, there was a time when I used to have a lot of fruits in fasting on Tuesdays, because that's the way I was taught that today is a fasting day. So the whole day you'll have fruits. So many fruits is equal to so many spoons of sugar, and I became diabetic. And I couldn't blame my wife. I couldn't blame my mother. I couldn't do that. None of us can do that. But ultimately, food is going into your body, which is being made at home, or which you are going and purposely buying from some shop and putting it in your body. So I hope fasting people are clear. Yes.
Thank you so much, Colonel Gautam, for those insights.
I'm actually getting distracted with a lot of messages coming. How frequently we can do fasting? Every day, every single day, every moment. Who's this? Badri Narayan. Why? How frequently we can do fasting? Fasting should be a lifestyle. You eat your dinner till next day morning, it is your fasting. You want to call it breakfast? You break your fast. That's why it's called breakfast. You break your fast at whatever time, so you are fasting. After you have done your breakfast or the first meal of the day and you have eaten a wholesome food, you are again fasting because you are not eating. Now your body is busy in digestion, and the process of digestion is very, very complex. It's very, very complex, right till absorption of nutrients from your intestines. So let that happen. दबा के खाओ, दबा के उतलेगा, तो आप again fasting कर रहे हो. अब आपको you are not feeling hungry at 1:30, but your wife or your mother or your somebody else or your college or your somebody tells you it is 1:30 and it is time to eat. No, it is not time to eat. It is not time to eat. How much you exercise in the morning, what you ate in your first meal of the day or in your breakfast, how you spend your time after breakfast, how did you sleep the previous night, these and many more, including vitamin D, etc., this, that, and absorption, your metabolic, your BMR, and there's so many things, will all is equal to tell you when you are hungry for the next meal. It is not 1:30 because the watch is telling you. There's a big difference. So, yes, it is good to get into a routine. It is good to become a saint and a sage and a sadhu. और उसमें सब में होना पड़ता है. But we are not. We want to watch a movie in a weekend. We want to go and spend our time with friends. So when we want to live our life and we are not robots and we want to live our life every day a little differently, either we decide to become a sage. We will get up at this time, we'll eat at this time, we'll eat only this, we will run only this much, we'll exercise this much. Try to become a robot either. If you're not of that yogic level, and if you are a normal human being who lives his life differently every single day, then you have to accept the fact that after your first meal, you are fasting, and you're fasting till you are hungry for your second meal.
Great. We have Himanshu who has raised his hand. Himanshu, please go on and ask.
Can I take more questions which are coming?
Yeah,
They're all going up. They're all going up, so I'm not able to answer them.
No, Himanshu, we will have Himanshu ask this question.
Okay, fine. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Himanshu, please.
Good evening, Karna. Good evening, Kalsab.
Hi, good evening, Himanshu. Hi.
So my question is quite threefold. Firstly, let me tell you about myself. I was in October 2021. I was 146.
October
and
21.
2000 October 21. I was 146 by weight. And in January, there was a loss of weight. I haven't did anything, no walk, nothing. And the weight reduced by 137. So somebody suggested me it could be initiation of diabetes and all. I rushed to the doctor, and it's lots of medications and all, lots of tests and all those things are prescribed. As of now, I am 127. Still, I am not doing anything, any physical work and all that. But I just came across this webinar, and that is why I'm asking this thing, because the doctor said that there could be a bounce back in the weight, and there could be a bounce back.
You could go back to your weight could again increase.
That could be again increase again back to 146. For three questions which I'd like to ask. Firstly, how can I analyze that which nutrient is more required for me and which nutrient is lesser required for me? Is there any way to analyze that?
Yeah, I'll answer all your three. Yeah, the second. Okay, fine.
The second one is that you have said that the food should be wholesome. So what things which we should avoid so as to make the food wholesome? Okay. And third question for that, my apologies. First of all, I like to apologize because it, and please don't take it otherwise. Can there be any reversal coupled with the addiction of habits? Like liquor and cigarettes and all that.
Okay, fine. So
my apologies for this third question.
Not at all. Not at all. Why should you apologize? It's a very normal question. So I will only tell you as much as I know, and I'll try to give you the right perspective. And if somebody else is listening, they also should get the right perspective. So मैं भूल गया पहला क्वेश्चन पे आता हूँ. What are the nutrients, etc. What you should have?
How can I analyze the nutrients?
Yeah. So
generally
I have understood your issues. So let me explain you. Should you drink? Should you smoke? Obviously, you should not. I mean, you also know the answer. Yes. You know the answer. But your question should be, sir, why shouldn't I drink? And what will happen if I drink? Why shouldn't I smoke? How does it make a difference if I smoke to my weight or to my health condition? These should be your pointed questions. I will answer that. You said what all nutrients you require. You require as much as those nutrients as any human body would require. And I'll come to that. But there are certain things that you don't require right now with your body mass that you're telling me, and I don't know anything else in your body. So I can't comment actually, honestly. So the first thing that you should do is to get your blood test done. You must get a complete blood test done. Now, you may not be diabetic, but you could be severe insulin resistant. And for that, you need to check your fasting insulin, multiply it by fasting glucose. So you just get your fasting insulin tested. You get your fasting glucose tested. And there is a formula in which you multiply both of them and divide by 405. You get something called HOMA-IR, homeostasis model assessment of insulin resistance. Do it yourself because labs may a lot of mistakes happen. Just tell them, bhai, in the morning they will come and take your blood for various tests. Just tell them to add one more thing, fasting insulin. Because fasting glucose is fasting insulin. Yeah. Okay. What is the state of insulin in your blood in a fasted state of 10 to 12 hours in the morning? What is the state of glucose in your blood? So your glucose may be 89, 90, 85, 84, 87, 93, 94. Doctor may say, "अरे आपको diabetes नहीं है." Diabetes is not a disease. Hypertension is not a disease. हमने उसको बीमारी बना कर रख दिया है. I suffer from diabetes. No, I suffer from a poor glucose metabolism, which results in high sugar in my blood. I need to go to the root cause why the sugar is high in my blood. I need to go and identify the reason as to why the pressure on my arterial walls is so high. These are state of the human body. Somebody has a high sugar at midnight. Somebody has a high sugar early morning. Somebody has a high sugar after food. And obviously, there are so many factors which, so that's what I said initially, diabetes is different. So you may not be diabetic or diabetes in the classical term as they define, which means that your sugar level will not be more than 100 fasting sugar. Your HbA1c may not be more than, say, 6.2 or 6.4, which is a pre-diabetes range. Or it may be just at 5.7, which is just at the borderline of diabetes and pre-diabetes. HbA1c, which is the average of 3 months, because your hemoglobin changes every 3 months, 3 to 4 months. So that's the average, fasting blood hemoglobin, HbA1c. So you must get these tests done as far as glucose is concerned with your health condition. You must also get your liver, kidney profiles done and your lipid profile. As I told you, if your triglyceride to HDL ratio is higher than 2.5, you are insulin resistant. So all you need to do is divide the triglyceride with HDL. As you tell me that you don't exercise and you told this twice to me, which is good, you told me. With my very little experience, I can tell you that your HDL levels will be low. It could be even lower than 35 or 40. It could be. So just have a look at your HDL and triglyceride ratio. If it is low or not, if it is, then you are insulin resistant. It could be that you also have an issue of thyroid. And your thyroid levels could be deranged due to your sex hormones. Sex hormones. Shall I repeat?
No. I just heard that, but I can't find the relation between those two.
Oh, yes, there is a relation. Why not? Okay. So it could be that you have got a thyroid issue with your sugar levels. So there is a link between insulin resistance and thyroid. There could be an issue of your thyroid with estrogen or with your testosterone.
Okay.
I'm just guessing. See, I don't know anything about you. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know you. I'm just guessing and I'm telling you. So you'll have to find out. The second reason could be thyroid. And thyroid with insulin resistance, thyroid with this. Whatever it is, if your thyroid levels are wrong or high, besides taking a medicine, which will not make you lose weight, which will make it difficult for you to lose weight, etc., you need to fix up your diet accordingly. If you have a poor T3, that means in your liver and kidney, the T4 hormone doesn't convert into T3 hormone, because of which your thyroid function is poor, because of which you are having so much of excess body fat and body weight. And you are showing symptoms of hypothyroidism. Hypo means low. Hyper means high. Hypo means when your thyroid is low. When your thyroid is low, everything is sluggish in your body. You are lethargic, you are very drowsy, you are very lazy, you are very tired. You put on weight. Because you are lazy, you put on weight. No. Your thyroid is not working, so you're putting on weight. Because everything goes down in your body. Thyroid controls everything. जिस स्पीड से नाखून बढ़ता है वो भी थायराइड कंट्रोल कर रहा है. So thyroid is a very, very sensitive hormone. यहाँ पे है thyroid. So it could be an issue of your T3 or T4 to T3 conversion, etc. अगर आपका T4 to T3 conversion का issue है, आपको selenium चाहिए, आपको zinc चाहिए. So you'll have to take, अगर आप मछली खाते हो तो आपको वो सारे मछली खाने चाहिए जिसके अंदर zinc है, seafood. You must take mushrooms, you must take this. So that's what I said. I cannot cover so much. So I just shared that I have got a video on hypothyroidism. But the first thing is that you have just narrated certain symptoms. Symptoms like excess body weight is a symptom. Not being able to exercise and this thing is a symptom. You have shared certain lifestyle that you smoke and you drink, which is okay. But then this needs to be translated into your health card and analyzing what are the problems. And then you need to focus on that and address those things in your diet. So thyroid means आप कॉफी नहीं पियोगे. फिर आप बोलोगे सर मैंने अभी रात को खाना खाया, अभी सुबह का ब्रेकफास्ट अगर मैं लेट खाऊंगा, सुबह में एक कप ब्लैक कॉफी पी सकता हूँ, मेरा बगल वाला तो पी रहा है. बगल वाले को थायराइड नहीं है, थायराइड आपको है, तो आपको ग्रीन टी पीना चाहिए या नींबू पानी पीना चाहिए. एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ. बट अगर आपको थायराइड नहीं है, यू कैन हैव ब्लैक कॉफी. एंड देन यू नीड टू प्रॉब्ली अवॉइड थिंग्स व्हिच लीड टू हाई इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस इन योर बॉडी. But in generic, if you ask me, the first thing, if you ask me, see, I'll tell you Himanshu,
जी,
at 146 kgs, there are certain things which one can blindly apply.
सर,
मतलब ना आंख बंद करके कोई भी बोल देगा कि यार आपको यार ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, तो मैं आपको वो बोल देता हूँ जो कि बड़ा नॉर्मल है एप्लीकेशन में. यू स्टॉप ईटिंग wheat and maida.
Sir.
Change your oil to either olive oil or सरसों का तेल or maybe rice bran oil. मतलब if you like olive oil, best is olive oil. Stop having sweets and stop having fruits. मतलब I don't want to tell you what are the low sugar fruits you can have and this berry and that berry and guava and all. But क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या ना, हम जब फल वाले के पास जाते हैं हम क्या बोलते हैं, भैया मेरे को मीठे वाले फल देना. भैया कल आपका अमरूद लेके गया था वो मीठा नहीं था. So is the body wanting fruit or the body is wanting मीठा? अगर मीठा खाना है तो 2 चम्मच चीनी खा लो. बट अगर बॉडी को फ्रूट चाहिए तो हमको देसी सेब या देसी फ्रूट जिसके अंदर चीनी कम है, फ्रुक्टोज कम है. What is the sweetness? From where is the sweetness coming in the fruit? From where is the sweetness coming in the fruit? Yeah, so that is damaging. That is what is damaging. It is not the vitamins and nutrients in the fruit which is damaging. That is required in the body. वो आपके बॉडी को चाहिए. पर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मीठा मीठा के चक्कर में इस फ्रूट्स में इतना ज्यादा मीठापन है, वो आपके बॉडी को डैमेज करेगा. तो अगर आपने ये 3-4 चीजें छोड़ दी और इसके बदले में आपने सब्जियां बढ़ा दी, सैलड बढ़ा दिया, so your fiber, your mineral content goes increases. आपने seeds लेने शुरू कर दिए, so take a lot of beej and badam and all that, you will find that not only your energy levels are improving, etc., your weight loss will also happen because the right metabolic cycle will start in your body. Now coming to your drinking and smoking. आपकी वाइफ ने, आप शादीशुदा होंगे शायद?
नहीं.
अच्छा नहीं है तो ठीक है. पर जिसने भी आपके लिए खाना बनाया मतलब, और या आपने सैलड खाया और आपने पालक पनीर खाया, उसके अंदर मैग्नीशियम था और उसके अंदर पोटेशियम था और आपने वो खाया और आपको लगा मैंने तो आज हेल्दी खाना खाया. आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैंने हेल्दी खाना खाया, मैंने क्या खराब खाया, मतलब अच्छा बढ़िया खाना खा लिया मैंने. उसके बाद आपने एक सिगरेट पिया, उस सिगरेट से निकोटिन आपके ब्लड में गया. That nicotine will act as a barrier in absorption of magnesium in your cells. तो मैंने जब बोला कि सेल के अंदर हमें हमारी भूखमरी है, पेट में खाना है, सेल्स के अंदर भूखमरी है. There is a big nutritional deficiency inside our cells. Cells are starved. There is a starvation inside the cells because that magnesium has got blocked because of nicotine. So आपने ग्रीन्स खा लिए, आपने साग खा लिया, आपने सैलड खा लिया, फायदा क्या हुआ वो खाने का? जिसने बनाया उसका भी मेहनत बेकार किया. आपका we are not eating to go in the morning to the loo and excrete out everything. That's not the aim. No? Aim of intake of food is only this thing. तो फाइबर आपके बैक्टीरिया को मिल गया उसमें से, खाने में से, पर जो न्यूट्रिशन आपके सेल्स को चाहिए था वो नहीं मिला. फिर आप बोलोगे कि सर मैं सब्जी वब्जी खाता हूँ ना, मेरे को फिर सिगरेट पीता हूँ तो उसके बाद ही मुझे ऐसा लगता है सब्जी खाने का मेरा ताकत नहीं है, मेरा जान नहीं है, मेरे अंदर एनर्जी नहीं है. एनर्जी कहाँ से जनरेट होगा? तब आपको लगेगा, तब कोई बोलेगा यार भाई साहब तेरे को कौन गौतम गुहा बोल रहा है, तो एक काम कर, हर 2 घंटे के बाद एक केला खाएगा. फिर आप हर 2 घंटे बाद एक केला खाओगे, फिर आप काम करोगे. फिर आप, मतलब एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, केला खाओगे या फ्रूट सैलड खाओगे या आप डोनट खाओगे या बन खाओगे या चिप्स खाओगे या बिस्किट खाओगे, पास्ता खाओगे, नूडल्स खाओगे. कैंटीन में जो मिलता है सब कुछ गंदी मिलता है ना, कोई अच्छा तो कुछ मिलता नहीं है कैंटीन में. हल्दीराम में पनीर टिक्का, एक पनीर टिक्का जिसमें 4 पीस पनीर होता है, इतना बड़ा बड़ा, 3 शिमला मिर्च, 3 टमाटर. The cost in Haldiram till last year was 225 rupees with chutney and some pyaz. 225 rupees. चना भटूरा 85 रुपए, पाव भाजी 75 रुपए, छोला भटूरा 90 रुपए, पनीर टिक्का 225 रुपए. पता नहीं क्यों. दिस इज फूड इंडस्ट्री. मैदा इज चीप. मैदे का बना ब्रेड 5 रुपए में मिलेगा, मैदे का बना बिस्किट आपको 2 रुपए में मिल जाएगा. गरीब आदमी जो मेहनत कर रहा है, सीमेंट की बोरियां उठा रहा है, वो फिर भी खाता है. बट आई नो पीपल हु आर नॉट ओबीज, हु आर फ्रॉम दैट वर्कर क्लास and they are severely diabetic. They are so diabetic that doctor is writing a stronger dose medicine, but that poor chap can only buy metformin because उसके पैसे नहीं है और उसका diabetes is getting worse and worse. मैं ऐसे लोग भी जानता हूँ. इसीलिए हम लोग खाना सही खा सकते हैं, हमें खाना समझ के सही खाना चाहिए. So when you are trying to eat a salad bowl, आपने सबवे में जाके एक सैलड ले लिया, और उसके बाद आपने एक बिना चीनी के आपने एक कॉफी पी ली, ब्लैक कॉफी या नॉर्मल कैपुचिनो भी पी लिया आपने साथ में कुछ बादाम शदाम भी लेके खा लिए, पर उसके बाद आपने 2 सिगरेट मार दिया, 3 सिगरेट मार दिया, तो निकोटिन ने जो है आपके सारे वहां ब्लॉक, जगह जगह पे ब्लॉक लगा दिया, कुछ नहीं आएगा अंदर, अभी सब बाहर से निकल जाएगा. दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. व्हेन इट कम्स टू अल्कोहल, इथाइल अल्कोहल इन द अल्कोहल इज द कल्प्रिट. लिवर क्या करता है, लिवर जब एनर्जी ढूंढ रहा है, जैसे लिवर को इथाइल अल्कोहल मिलता है वो पहले उसको प्रायोरिटाइज करता है, उसके बाद वो शुगर को ढूंढता है और सबसे लास्ट में फैट को ढूंढता है. तो आपका जो फैट है आपके बॉडी में, जहां जहां पे फैट है, उसको तो वो छुएगा भी नहीं. अदनान सानी मरा थोड़ी नहीं था, अदनान सानी का सारा फैट उसके बॉडी में ही था. He didn't die of a heart attack, he didn't die of anything, because it's body's natural way. It's body's natural way to store excess sugar as fat in the body for an emergency, and it will only take when your, जब आपके बॉडी के अंदर जो बाकी फ्यूल सोर्स है वो खत्म हो गए. तो लोग क्या बोलते हैं, अगर तुम मोटे नहीं हो तो तुम पी सकते हो दारू, बिकॉज पीपल आर ऑब्सेस्ड विथ जस्ट फैट लॉस, वेट लॉस. कोई अगर 55 साल का डायबिटिक है, कोई उससे पूछता नहीं है कि तू रात को इंसुलिन लेता है कि नहीं लेता है, क्योंकि वो 55 साल का, उसकी कमर पतली है, वो शर्ट पैंट लगा के पार्टी में घूम रहा है, सब बोलते हैं यार कितना फिट है, बट ही मे नॉट बी हेल्दी एट ऑल. एंड somebody who is fat, or say a person who's obese, somebody will start making judgments on you, which is also not correct. I have faced all that. मैं बीच में 4-5 साल उस पीरियड से गुजरा हूं, वो मैंने बताया था आज के टॉक के शुरू में. तो और वो भी सोचो यूनिफॉर्म में. मैं तो कई चीजें नहीं बताई हिमांशु. आई यूज्ड टू स्टॉप वेयरिंग बैजेस ऑन माय यूनिफॉर्म. आई वाज सो डिमोरलाइज्ड इन लाइफ. यार मेरे को क्या हो गया, मैं कैसे ऐसे हो रहा हूँ, मैं क्या गलत कर रहा हूँ, मैं 20-20 किलोमीटर दौड़ रहा हूँ फिर भी मेरा वजन कम नहीं हो रहा. So then I left alcohol. Now you will ask me, sir, do you drink alcohol? I drink alcohol. Yes, I drink, but I drink very, very rarely. Last year, in the whole year, I must have drank alcohol 3 times or 4 times in the whole year.
Okay.
But that's my life today, because I find कुछ काम का तो है नहीं, फालतू का चीज है. मेरी वाइफ या मैं कहीं जाके मैं खाना खा रहा हूँ इतनी मेहनत करके, उस खाने का अंदर से वो एब्जॉर्प्शन ही रोक देगा. या इथाइल अल्कोहल जो है वो पहले मेरे पूरी एनर्जी इथाइल अल्कोहल लिवर यूज करेगा, उसके बाद वो शुगर को यूज करेगा, तो आपके ग्लाइकोजन स्टोर्स लिवर में वैसे के वैसे ही पड़े रहेंगे. सो टू अवॉइड दैट यू शुड अवॉइड अल्कोहल, एंड यू मस्ट कट डाउन ऑन निकोटिन लाइक एनीथिंग. मतलब सिगरेट्स आर तो एब्सोल्युटली बैड, एंड यू मस्ट.
Nicotine supplements like nicotine chewing gums and all that. Should I start that or should I completely go?
It is better than having nicotine. You must completely do. I don't mess around and speak. मैं कभी किसी को इजी ऑप्शन देता ही नहीं हूँ. आपको कुछ नहीं लेना चाहिए. आपको कभी मौका मिले तो एक साथ बैठो मेरे साथ, ठंडे पानी से नहाओ, बहुत ठंडे पानी, मैं सच्ची बोल रहा हूँ, बहुत ठंडे पानी से नहाओ, बर्फ डाल डाल के पानी से नहाओ, और नहाने के बाद just because that's going to boost up your metabolism. Yeah, take a cold water shower if you can and just go out for a walk. Just go out for a walk blindly. कान के अंदर आप गाना लगाइए अपना फेवरेट और आंख बंद करके बस सैर पे निकल जाओ. मैं अभी 1 घंटे के बाद ही आऊंगा. मैं 7:30 4:30 से खड़ा हूँ. ये रहा. No, it's not hats off. ये मेरी आदत है, प्लस मेरे को कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है. मैं थोड़ी ना मैं आपको दिखा के क्या करूंगा कि मैं खड़ा हूँ 3 घंटे से. अब मैंने 1 गिलास पानी भी नहीं पिया. तो देखो, जिंदगी नहीं मिलेगी दोबारा, और इस जिंदगी को पटरी पे लाना इतना आसान है कि मेरे को तब दुख होता है कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है, चारों तरफ प्रलोभन इतना ज्यादा है. मतलब आई स्टिल रिकलेक्ट द डेज व्हेन आई वाज फास्टिंग, बिकॉज मेरे खाने का टाइम बाद में था और मैं मूवी देखने चला गया. वहां पे पॉपकॉर्न की खुशबू, उसकी खुशबू, अरे आई एम ए ह्यूमन बीइंग भाई, मेरे अंदर भी हार्मोन्स हैं, वो ट्रिगर करते हैं. कोई अच्छा चीज देखता हूं तो मेरे अंदर भी प्यार जगता है, कोई बुरा चीज देखता हूं तो मेरे को भी घृणा होती है. तो मैं इंसान हूं. तो जब खुशबू जाती है मेरे नाक में तो मुझे भी भूख लगती है. बट द प्रलोभन्स आर टू मेनी. बट दैट्स व्हाई यू नीड द 3 Ds. You need the drive, determination, discipline, and the desire, and then the direction to walk the correct way. So whatever is required, I am there to help you out. You won't realize, but मैं आपको, अच्छा स्क्रीन शेयर करना पड़ेगा, सॉरी. मैं आपको स्क्रीन शेयर करके दिखा दूंगा जिसका 43 kg कम हुआ है. I'll show you sometime otherwise. Otherwise my number is there. Just contact me 1-to-1.
Sir,
Certainly.
Okay, Vansh. I
I'm
hope I've been able to
I'm
answer your queries.
I'm highly obliged for your direction.
And you also should not mind my talking straight. I just मैं घुमा के बात कर ही नहीं पाता हूँ. मैं कभी किसी को मतलब वो ऑप्शन देता नहीं हूँ कि ठीक है आप इसके जगह ये खा लो और वो खा लो. ये नहीं खाना चाहिए तो नहीं खाना चाहिए. क्या हो गया? नहीं खाओगे 3 दिन कर. आप उसके जगह में सही चीज पकड़ो और टेस्टी फूड खाना है. प्रॉब्लम है फूड टेस्टी चाहिए. अब फूड टेस्टी कौन बना के देगा? तो 2 मिनट का नूडल या पास्ता ले लो. दैट इज अ सिंपल थिंग.
नहीं 2 मिनट का
Okay.
नूडल पास्ता. Thank you, Karan sir.
Vikas Seth has asked me a question. I'm planning to go for simple treks above Manali. What all numbers I should check? I'm above age 50. I think, sir, just oxidative stress marker should be good. Baki your basic metabolic profile should be good, sir. And at the age 50, so you are like my age. So बस कुछ नहीं sir, आप बस जाओ, सांस लो, breathing exercise करो sir रोज. Wim Hof के breathing exercise करो sir, so that your you should do exercises which will improve your oxidative stress, or rather reduce your oxidative stress and improve your breathing, because you're going for a trek in Manali. So okay. So I think that's it. And Baki, nothing much to check unless and until you have some ailments. I think why should you check something? Should we eat breakfast as a king? Not really. I give example of somebody who was having dinner like a king, or rather the last meal like a king. But why people say breakfast like a king is because you are active the whole day. So it makes a lot of sense if your first meal. But good that I saw this question. Thanks to Vikas, I will give a very important point for people who are listening. When you are taking food, obviously you are taking it for nutrients. Your first meal of the day, it can be breakfast, it can be lunch, it can be at 2 o'clock, it can be at 10 o'clock, it can be at 7 o'clock in the morning. But if it is your first meal of the day, which is after fasting, मतलब रात को आपने मानो आपने रात को 6 बजे खाया, अभी आप सुबह 8 बजे ब्रेकफास्ट कर रहे हो 14 घंटे के फास्टिंग के बाद. या एक और एग्जांपल देता हूं, आपने रात को 8 बजे खाया, आप सुबह सीधा 12 बजे खा रहे हो 16 घंटे फास्टिंग के बाद. Whatever be the case, at that point of time when your body is not eaten anything, or there's no food in your body, in your stomach and in your intestines, it's khali, the absorption rate is best and is maximum. So you must eat good food at that time. When I say good food, good nutritious food. तो चाहे वो बादाम हो, चाहे वो बीज हो, चाहे वो सब्जियां हो, जिसके अंदर आपके ऑब्वियसली ग्रीन्स के अंदर आपका सब कुछ न्यूट्रिएंट्स आ जाता है, चाहे वो प्रोटीन हो, मतलब you can even have a fish or a chicken, or if you are a vegetarian you can even have a tofu if you don't have thyroid, you can have that. But if you eat clean, if you eat good, the nutrient absorption is best in breakfast time or in the first meal of the day. That's what I wanted to tell you. And that is why most of the supplements which you take, for example vitamin D or other supplements like omega-3 fatty acids and all that, you must take it after your breakfast or after your first meal of the day.
Colonel Gautam,
Can I ask one last question or take it up directly? Tashidhar, yes. No, it's not late.
Okay.
I look at it everything positively. I wanted to stand for 2 hours. I've stood for 3 hours.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. In fact, I'm a little fixated on fasting. So as I said, I'm lockdown effect. I have been working out, trying, etc. I do intense everything, from calisthenics to martial arts, etc. See, one thing that has again mentally kept me away from fasting, which is something I want to do. Okay, I think, one thing that has, sure. One thing that has again kept me away mentally from fasting. See, when you don't feed the body, as you said, somewhere you said that body will get rid of ethyl alcohol first because it is under our body. For the body, it's poison. It will convert into pyruvate.
For the liver, sir.
For the liver, correct. For the liver, it will get rid of it first and keep everything else. Fat, it will touch last. Now, similarly, when you fast and there is no energy, the liver is not going to reach out to get rid of fat. It will try and strip muscle, lean mass, skeletal muscle. Is that correct? Because the one school of thought is one school of thought is fasting will make you lose lean mass, correct? Because the body will strip whole fat and get rid of the lean mass, and then you lose muscle mass. I'm asking, is it true? Because that is one school, or at least somewhere I read or whatever. I don't know. I'm asking.
So I will give example from one of the books of Dr. Jason Fung.
Okay.
Who is, I think, there's nobody other than him as far as fasting is concerned. And you must see his video on fasting will prolonged fasting does not break muscles. There's a video on that. You must see that. It's a 1 hour long video.
Sure, I will.
But I will give an example. I will give an example from his book.
Hmm.
It's very cold in your home right now.
Hmm.
You have got firewood kept in one corner.
Hmm.
And you've got a wooden sofa also in which you are sitting.
Hmm.
What will you use to burn the fire at the fireplace? You will not take your sofa and go and burn it.
Right.
Now, yes, body makes sugar from fats. Body makes sugar from protein or from amino acids. So it breaks down muscles and converts it into sugars.
Correct.
That is the problem with many diabetics who have very, very thin thighs. The circumference of the thigh or the quadriceps is or the muscles are not there at all. So you have a protruding belly. So firstly, you have an ideal body weight, inverted commas. So that's why I don't like the concept of weight loss. So your weight is 65. You have a belly which is slightly protruding out. You got a lot of visceral fat. You got a fatty liver, fatty pancreas, fatty gallbladder fat, all in the visceral area. And you've got thin legs like matchsticks.
Right.
Obviously, the body is breaking down muscles and converting it into sugars. That's a serious problem. That's a serious problem. You have reached to that stage. You're not supposed to reach to that stage, sir. Okay.
Right.
Now coming to fasting, sir. So when you fast, actually, I don't know who all are there right now, but Sonia Bist is still there. She's fasting with me for last 30 hours. In my group, she's I think 30 or 32-year-old young girl, a small baby, and she's in Dehradun. She's left her last medicine in September, and after reversal phase, when you leave your last medicine, then you get into something called the stabilization phase and then the consolidation phase. She's in consolidation phase right now.
Okay.
So she takes things like complex carbohydrates, like legumes, like certain fruits she takes. Anyway, and her sugar levels are all 75, 70, sir. Like 90, 100, so I don't even allow. Okay. What I'm saying is that from my group, these are the people who are fasting. What I do is that when we are fasting, and like a long fasting protocol starts 12 hours before, or actually 24 hours before.
Okay.
Where we focus on what we are eating, how we are exercising.
Okay.
We come to a point where I say that, I just put a reminder that nobody should drink water now, because you're going to have your last meal before fast. Last meal sounds as if you're going to die. That's why last supper, last meal, we don't use last meal of the day, last meal before the fast.
Correct.
So suppose I'm doing, let's get realistic and normal. Let's not take this 30 hours fast. Let's take, say, for example, a 16 hours fast that you want to start. Now you are eating the last meal right now at 7:40.
Yeah.
So you start eating now, and this meal is important. So you don't want to dilute your gastric juices, your acids, enzymes, etc. So you should avoid water. And that's why they say you should not drink water while you're eating. You eat, you chew your food, you don't eat in 10 minutes. After all, you're going to fast for 16 hours. You'll have at least one full plate of food.
Yes.
And if your metabolism, VMRM is high, you come back from something exercise and run and all that in the evening, you may feel more hungry, you may eat 1.5 plates of food. And that food may be all dense, nutritious. It's not just rice and rotis, which are hollow calories. So you may be eating a lot of sabjis and a lot of salads and a lot of the badams and dahi and paneer and chicken and fish and all these things. So when you're eating wholesome, dense food and you've eaten whatever you want to eat, you must take your time to eat it, so that the release of enzymes, the breaking down of food, the absorption is correct at the first step in itself. And then you stop and your fasting starts. So after you finish your food, you rinse your mouth and you look at the watch and you say, okay, my fasting has started now. Now, from that particular moment, I suppose you have to take your supplements or some medicines. You take your medicines with one gulp of water and nothing else. Now you wait for 1 hour to put water into your body. Let the initial, because if you put water now, the gastric juice enzyme is still being released. Now, after 1 hour or 1.5 hours, you can drink as much water you want, because that job is over. Now, certain foods have entered into through your duodenum or initial part of intestine. Fat will come last. Protein is just about breaking down now. Fat will break down into fat does not break down. So if you have taken any food which has got fats, it will not break down in your stomach. It will go into your intestine and then break. The bile will come into the intestine directly.
Correct.
So after about 3 hours or 4 hours, that is the process which has started. But whichever food you have, you cannot eat a carbohydrate zero food. You cannot do that.
Correct. a
No,
mixed food.
for that, you need to have 10 spoons of ghee. That's it. That is a carbohydrate zero food. Otherwise, whether you have a sabji or thing, carbohydrate is there.
Correct.
So those nutrients which have got absorbed, they will start getting absorbed from your intestines into the blood. It will get into your liver and it will get channelized into your body, into the cells, etc. And that process is on. While that is on, something else is happening inside your body. So I carry the fasting people through all that. What is happening in duodenum? What is happening in ileum? Where is the food right now after 6 or 8 hours? And it is only after 10 hours or 8 to 10 hours that your not only the nutrition has been absorbed, even the glycogen stores have started to deplete. So after a particular time, and that's why you must see my video on fasting. When I've said what happens after 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours, I've conveyed right up till 24 hours. When does your growth hormone kicks up?
Right.
When does your mitochondrial density starts improving? When does your mitochondrial functioning improves? So you reach a point where your liver will now use up the glycogen stores.
Right.
Initially, on the first day, if you have not done it and you're doing it for the first time, the response will be a little different. But the moment you do it for 5 days, the response will be different in the body because the glycogen stores will be approximately 120 grams or 100 grams in an adult body. So it will utilize it after say 6 hours because it has got used to a low carbohydrate food. Suddenly it finds that you are not eating the biscuits and the pastas and the rusks and all these things. And you are eating more of, so your carb content from 70% or 60% has come down to 30%. So the body will also adjust and understand. And the liver will know that the sugars are not coming now for the last 3 days. So now your glycogen stores will start getting depleted a little faster. And then your body will start utilizing fat because that is the firewood it has. So it will use the firewood instead of the sofa set.
That is the whole objective.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And that is why, sir, when people are running marathons, and we're running marathons in the sense that they are not playing tennis where they have a chance to come back and sit in a chair and somebody gives him a drink to drink or a banana or a energy bar to eat. He is running 42 kilometers non-stop in Olympics. So from where is the energy? No, certain runners like Ikobayan don't even drink water. They just sprinkle water or take one sip of water and throw the bottle away. So from where are they getting energy? Imagine his imagine his energy levels. So these people are triggering fat. They do take carbohydrates. They do take proteins. But carbohydrate gives you the initial burst of energy for whatever time. And science says that after 18 or 20 hours, you switch to fat. So the runners, they take fat and then they run on fats.
Right.
On dietary fat. And somebody who already has a fat in his body, it will help in triggering the response of breaking down of the fatty cells, which is called lipolysis. So it will trigger the process of lipolysis.
Correct. As against glycolysis. Okay.
Yes.
Got understood. Thanks.
Right.
Thank you, Shashi, for that question. And thank you, Colonel Gautam, for those insights. Nobody would believe that, you are fasting for over 30 hours. The amount of energy you have is so amazing. Standing and delivering this talk for over 3 hours with the same passion with which you started. There is not an iota of, any tiredness or fatigue that we see on your face. Truly hats off to you, sir. Truly hats off to you.
No, so it's just a state of mind and it just happens. People in my group know that how it is happening every single day, every single month, every single year. It's been a long journey now, 3.5 years, and it will continue. And I'm sure after a few years, we will again interact on something more deeper.
Sure. So the kind of responses we have got today, I don't think this is our first session, but I'm 100% sure this is not going to be our last one. And, we will have you, we will invite you to please come and address the community again very, very soon, Colonel Gautam. We understand that you have a very busy schedule ahead of you. So thank you very much for your time and, for sharing your deep insights, the passion you have, the depth with which you have studied this and the, way you have shared this with all of us in a manner in which we can understand is truly appreciable. Thank you very much. I don't have words to thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashish, for this platform, and God bless everyone. Enjoy the weekend with a good workout. That's what I'll tell everyone. Earn your weekend by doing at least one good 1 hour workout, whatever you want to do, whatever you love to do. And speed, intensity, degree of difficulty, etc. doesn't matter. It is just that you need to do something. So that's my parting shot and my advice to everyone. Utilize Sunday morning for something like that, or Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon. And God bless you all. Good health to everyone. Anything, please, you can WhatsApp me directly. I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you. Thank you,
I'll also
everybody.
be sharing recording with everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Have a nice
Yeah, thank you, Asmita, also. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It was such a pleasure hosting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.